guide.
Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla. Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time is come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick guerrilla cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan Behan, Austin Ian, guerrilla cricket. Stick with us, cause you know we're not the kind of thing that you see on the TV and the radio. So vive la revolution. First they tried to buy us, but we would not be bought. Okay, we were, but then we ran away, and we will not be caught. Would not give up the ghost when they left us all for dead. They decapitated us, but we just grew another head. Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket.
Good morning, good evening, good dawn, good dusk. Sorry about that. Wherever you are in the world, it's Guerrilla Cricket. Welcome along to the pointless third T20. England have fucking won 2 series abroad in Sri Lanka. My God, it's a miracle. Miracles will never cease. Good though, actually very good, because we're going into a World Cup, which is a T20, and we just won 2 in a row. Good chase the other day, chasing down 100 and, what was it, 60? I think it seemed a bit of an odd total to chase down. After it seemed more than we'd scored in the 3 overs that we'd gone off the pitch for, which was a bit odd. We still needed 160 odd, but we chased it down in 17 overs with only 9 overs when we came back out. It was a good chase actually. Well batted by Banton, extraordinary from Harry Brook, strike rate of 300. So here we are, third pointless T20. Nothing on it really. Pride, I guess, for Sri Lanka. And England, nice to go into a World Cup having won 3 in a row, which we haven't done very often recently, let's be honest. England won the toss, chose to bat. Don't know what the sides are, because I had to, well, there's a story about why I'm here late, well, and on air late. My bloody daughter broke her phone, and I had to go and find somewhere near here that I could get it fixed, because she was in tears, because her phone couldn't work, and she couldn't watch TikTok. My God, what a disaster. But hey-ho. I'm joined, sorry, let me introduce, I've got Ed. How you doing, Ed?
I'm very well, thank you.
Excellent.
Good to be back.
Yeah, good to be back, nice to have you. And of course, Messi is over there in Perth. How are you, Messi?
Well, thank you, Bear. I can tell you it's currently 23 degrees, 76% humidity, cooling down a bit, no forecast of rain, but who knows? It's fucking Sri Lanka. It always rains when we're not expecting it.
It does always seem to rain when we're not expecting it. Well, I have now got the teams up. England go. Ben Duckett gets a go. With Joss Butler opening. Jacob Ethel 3. Tom Banton. Harry Brook. Sam Curran. Will Jacks. Jamie Overton. Adil Rashid. Liam Dawson. Luke Wood gets a go as well. So that's interesting. Trying out some people. Sri Lanka go in. Patan Asanka. Kemal Mishara. Kusal Mendes. Kamindu Mendes gets a go. Pavan Ratnayaka, Dasan Shanika, Janice Nianage, Dunath Wellalage, Mahesh Tikshana, Didmanta Chamira, and Matisha Patarana. Patarana looks interesting, doesn't he? I mean, apart from the fact that he looks like Malinga the Slinger, he's bloody quick. And yet we still seem to be able to get him away. There are a couple of... I haven't made you a co-thingy, have I, Messi?
No, not that I'm aware of. No.
Gary, can you let a couple of people in who are on Zoom whilst you're over there? Sweet. What do we reckon is going to happen today? England chose to bat.
I think they'll go nuts.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they'll try, and because I think this World Cup, at least the bit in India, is going to involve just hitting the shit off it.
Yeah.
The way India have been doing against New Zealand, they're going to see if they can do it in Sri Lanka. So I think, I mean, it's a bit weird having Duckett opening, frankly. I don't think he should be in the team at all.
Well, he can still hit. He can score quickly, can't he? So I don't have a problem with that. I mean, you've got to have contingencies because Salt's, you know, I mean, every time we come to a tournament, Salt fucks it up, right?
It's been reported that was an injury-based change. It was
really?
a back spasm for Phil Salt.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently. So we'll see.
He played golf. Had an Usman, did he?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm in agreement on Duckett, though. I'm with you on this. I don't think he's the guy. I think Salt.
I don't think he is the guy, but I mean, the issue is that Salt is up and down. You know, the last World Cup, I mean, the fact that his jingle goes like this, well, it doesn't go like this because he's not playing, but the fact that it goes like this. Terrible, Phil Salt. Get out of my fucking England side. Can't field now. Jesus Christ. That was made after a long...
dreadful.
Yeah, exactly. He goes on long runs of form. And I know it's T20, but there's long runs of form where he doesn't score anything. And then he's godlike for like a few months. But you've got to time that with the right place, right? I think, personally. You know, you've got to produce that at the tournaments, not in between in you know, pointless games and franchise cricket around the world. If you're going to be in the national side, you've got to do it when it matters. Anyway, he isn't playing, and instead we have Duckett, who I got rid of his jingle. No, I didn't. It's here.
He arrived with a smile, and he's going places. He's looking good now, he's in with the aces. He was up at Stowe School, playing T20. He might play for England, but he'll still be Ben Duckett to me.
Who is facing the first ball anyway? The first ball is down the arse, and it will be a wide. And I know I've got to find this dude, and I don't think I've got his jingle out here. Oh, is it Dushmantha Chamira, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, my old man Dushmantha, he wears a Sri Lankan cap. He bowls it nice and quick, though his radar can be crap.
His radar was quite crap on the first ball. So 1 for none after no balls. Amazing. Duckett at the non-strikers end. Butler facing up to second ball and first ball, depending on how you see it. Chamira coming in now. It's into the pads, worked into the leg side, vacant mid-wicket, God knows why, and they will get a single. England off the mark. Has anyone joined us? Might as well get them in early.
Indeed, Leah's with us. She says, I think I may have caught a cold, so afternoon guerrilla cricket and some tea is just what the doctor would order if he weren't an alternative therapies kind of muppet. Well, whiskey and lemon is a very good cure. Lots of whiskey, not much lemon.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of whiskey. In fact, ditch the lemon.
Maybe some honey, Mailboxes, etc. Headington, who I can't remember who it is, says, "Afternoon, everyone. Once again, not logged in from my work. Can't promise." Banana Brooks was with us. Tim Wilton Davis, Paul Higginbotham. He's at the ground again. I'll give you updates on the weather conditions, etc.
Lovely. Duckett.
And all right.
He's fumbling around. They're very slow in this first over. I've seen there's a 1 minute rule in T20s, aren't there? I presume that's in the World Cup. I read an article about the Pakistan thing this morning. It was quite interesting. Jamira in to Duckett. Ooh, that's got to be out, surely. No?
Too high.
Doing too much?
You think
maybe?
too high? I don't think it was doing too
maybe
much.
Just too much.
I think maybe he got a bit of bat on it, but if not, I thought that was pretty plumb. But there you go. These pitches don't really bounce. I'd have said that's out.
They're reviewing.
They are reviewing. So Duckett's, for me, that looked pretty plumb. You guys, what do you think? High?
I'm giving umpire's call on wickets.
I thought the one thing it might have done was actually hit something that was deemed as bat. Gary, you can pass me my vape. It's either next to the computer or on the table.
Oh no!
No, it's fucking plumb. It's hit the back of the knee in front of middle stump.
No, it's not too high.
No,
I thought it was going high.
And now the wife is calling me. Oh, for fuck's sake, man! I'm on air, girl.
Oh yeah.
That's well, maybe height could be a thing.
He's only little.
He's very little. Where have I heard that before?
Yeah,
he is very little. It could be on the rise. Anyway, it's hit in line, pitched in line. Is it hitting? It's hitting. Yeah. Below fucking top of middle stump.
Wow.
See, I was right. See, I'm always right. You lot say I'm never right, but I'm always right.
No, we don't say you're never right, man.
The crowd says you're out.
Look plumb to me.
Well, that solves the Duckett problem, anyhow.
Yeah, well, that does, doesn't it? No better than Salt, even. I mean, they will go in with Salt. I think Duckett is the spare, basically. Yeah, can you find my phone now as well? That's somewhere over there, too. On the table, or next to the computer. The wife is hassling me. Duckett out. So who comes in 3? Jacob Boy, who hasn't had a very particularly, he had a decent last ODI, didn't he? But he hasn't really done much in the T20s, to be fair. Tom Banton was fantastic the other night.
Yeah, I mean he was excellent. It's that switch hit of his that I just absolutely love.
Yeah.
When he kind of flicks it and it seems like it can go for miles. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's been a good long weekend for the Somerset contingent actually. Did she?
Exactly. I mean, he looked quite good. You know, as I said, the problem with T20 is it's so hit and miss. You've got to go straight from the off, haven't you? It's quite easy to get yourself out in a stupid way and look stupid. However, he hasn't yet got that. Jacob is going to face up to his first ball, which he just drops out in the offside. And there will be a single. Interesting to see what a wicket will be like tonight. Will it be like the others? And the one on Sunday seemed pretty flat and big scoring. I don't know if this one. Sorry, let me give us some socials whilst I reply to the one.
Okay. Leah says, I'm now having a bottle of East Frisian now, and I will have a bowl of soup to refill the electrolytes later. To which Tim Wilton Davis says, chicken soup is Jewish penicillin. He also says England should time waste for a draw.
Can't do that.
Salton Archer injured. Rested, says Tim.
Well, yeah, whatever. I mean, he's got until Saturday. It's back spasm. You know, just get him under the masser. If it's a back spasm, he'll be fine in 2 or 3 days. Although, interesting that Khawaja was out for so long with a back spasm in the Ashes, actually. That was defended up to mid-on by Butler, who then gets a single as well.
And Eric J says, Bears finally got one right.
Yeah, fuck off. I'm always right. We had a very interesting email from someone in our account, basically slating us, was very unhappy that we swore and all this.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, well, I don't mind. I mean, people are entitled to their views, aren't they? there's that one. It's cut nicely by Bethel out to the boundary. And there
It's
is
on
no
the
run.
label.
Well, exactly. So I sent him a nice reply saying, oh, that's okay, Dennis, I think his name was. You know, you don't have to like us, but some people like our shit. And that was my response.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, nobody's making anybody listen. That's the thing.
Well, exactly. Fine. You don't have to send me an email and say you don't like me. You know, you just then walk off and I'll never know.
I also imagine there's not a huge number of people stumbling on us by accident. Or kind of.
Well, you'd be surprised actually, Ed. A lot of people do, because precisely the reason is when they're out of, it's particularly in the summer. That one's full and on the pads and clipped nicely by Butler out to mid wicket, and he's on the edge of the circle. It'll just be one. In the summer, when people go on holiday and they're cricket fans, that's when we get a lot of people going, "Oh, I just found you. I'm sitting by a pool in Ibiza," or you know.
Yeah. Kieran Roseblade says, sorry I'm late, lads, missed the start, but it seems like it's the usual England trope. Now, to be fair, England have won the last 4 games they've played.
Yeah.
So, you know,
It's a miracle.
I know. It's easy to remember the trope, but sometimes things go well.
Well, I mean, they've got the potential. They've had the potential the last couple of years. They've got some big hitters. I mean, the bowling sometimes looks a little bit light. But I think in a T20 you mainly win with a batting. You've got to be able to score big often.
Yeah.
And they've got some big hitters. And so, in theory, you know, I think we're in with a shout in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something weird's happened with YouTube. It seems like the chat window's been made smaller while the video window's got bigger. And
So you can see
Can't
me.
do anything
So you
about
can
it.
see me better, Messi. That one's defended
Oh,
back to the
that's what it
bowler,
is.
and there's no run. So what's going on? Pakistan are refusing to play India in the World Cup.
yes.
Yes.
But the ICC has said to them, you can't pick and choose. You've got obligations. Either fuck off completely or play. It'll be interesting to see. There'll be lots of brown envelopes heading towards Pakistani politicians saying we need this game because we've got.
Well,
17
I mean, that was the
billion people
interesting thing in the article. It's like almost that's a beautiful shot by Butler, really nicely timed punch into the offside, but unfortunately he hit extra cover, and so there is no run. If the entire ICC funding relies on India playing Pakistan, then we're all fucked, aren't we? Because that's what this article seemed to imply, that the hole in the bank balance by those two not playing in the T20 World Cup is going to bomb everything. It's just like, really? If that's the case, then we need to find another way of doing this shit. You know what I mean? That one is defended out to the covers, and there's no run.
Bad for their fans as well. I mean, they just adore that fixture. But,
Yeah, they do. But, you know, I mean, it was an interesting bit in this article as well about how Modi, the last time they beat them, was banging on about how they beat Pakistan like they did in a conflict. I mean, I've got the words all a bit wrong here. In Kashmir, you know, and it was like the little battle that they just had in Kashmir. And it's just like, really? That's from a PM about a cricket match? I mean, it's quite incendiary stuff, isn't it? You know, I mean, they are massively the big brother now, really. That's hit nicely by Butler, but there's a long on. It's all getting a bit weird, really. England 7 for 1 after 1.4 overs. Butler's on 4 of 7. Bethel is 2 off 2. Shanaka only gone for a single in this over.
I don't know if it was Gideon Hayes. Somebody made the point that basically the ICC is just an events company, and their main thing is organising an annual event, whether it's a World Cup or a Champions Trophy or whatever it is, to raise some money.
Yeah,
That's
kind of
their
true.
fundamental thing.
Kind of true. And it has to involve India playing Pakistan. What they should really do is get their shit together and have a proper test series. Ooh, and they tried to pull that, and that was way too full to be pulling. There's another half appeal. I swear this ball doesn't get up. It's probably be worth a review, but they're not going to this time, I don't think. Shanaka is just turning back. It bounced before it got to Kusum Mendes, and I think it's hit him on the wrist or something. He looks a bit in pain. They're not going to review that one.
Banana Brook says there's no more swearing than on a building site.
Well, exactly. On your average pub, or anywhere else in normal life.
And a positive comment. Paul Sale says, "Afternoon, gentlemen. Indeed, you were a happy accident when I went searching for England Test cricket 5 years ago. I've tuned in ever since. Thank you for your effort." Thank you, Paul. It's lovely to have you.
Our gratitude is with you. That one is played at by Bethel, but he rather wafts and it beats his outside edge through to Kusal Mendes. End of the over. England off to a very slow start. 7 for 1 after 2 overs. Over to you, Messi.
Ishan Thal says the ICC being headed by Jay Shah should tell you everything, to be fair.
Well, that was my point a few games ago.
And Kieran Rosebud says, Messi, it looks lonely. Is he in search of a soulmate? I think I have a relative who might be able to oblige. They like long walks on the beach and deep and meaningful chats about Homer and Cicero.
Is that Kieran? Oh, bloody hell, Kieran. Yeah. You got some rallies in you got rallies in Oz, yeah?
He met there he says they're rallies.
Yes, of course. It's just someone who's quickly typed into Tinder. Here you go, Messi.
Matchmaker, make me a match. Yeah. Good luck with that, Kieran. But it's good fun.
Yep, indeed.
As he says, Bear, people are entitled to their views. They aren't entitled to have you listen to them, though.
Well, exactly. Why are you sending me an email? Fuck off. You know. Anyway, Paterana's into the attack, and it's pretty. Well, actually, it's not as quick as he has been. 83 miles an hour is, I suppose, the loosener. It's his first ball. Very slingy. A little bit of in swing into the toes of Butler, who managed to jam it out on the offside for a single.
I wonder when the last time England went the first 2 overs in a T20 without a boundary.
Yeah.
Would have been quite a while, because there's usually a wicket, but there's usually quite a few boundaries that come with it.
Exactly that. Well, it'll be interesting to see when the spinners come on whether the pitch is gripping. I don't know. I mean, the weather looks... Well, you said it's 22, 23. Maybe it's not as hot as it has been recently. It looks very... Well, there's a lot of moisture in the air. You said it's 73%, so that's pretty heavy air. That's well wide by Paterana. Not particularly well timed by Bethel. He dabs it out to, jams it really out to point. Oh, it pitched outside leg, so the last one couldn't have been out. It was a little bit short, but he just didn't get up. I'm not sure it was going over the stumps, but they haven't shown us that far. In the Hawkeye, whatever it is called these days, it's not Hawkeye anymore, is it? It's something else.
Oh, God knows.
Paterana coming in again. Gives himself... Oh, there's a boundary. And it's a lucky one. Butler went outside his leg stump. He kind of picked the ball right, to be fair. Paterana, again, tried to bowl it very full with a little bit of in-swing. Butler set himself up to smash it over the offside, but got a Vatican slice, actually, down to fine leg for the first boundary of the day.
God, that's an ugly action.
It is. He obviously, he obviously was growing up when Malinga was in his pomp. And as we all do, you try and copy your heroes, and obviously Malinga was his hero. There's no other conceivable reason why you would start bowling like that, really. That one again is jammed into the ground. Ooh, Bethel goes off straight away. Paterana tries to kick it into the stumps, but doesn't time it particularly well. Would have been close if he had, actually, but it was nowhere near the stumps. And they get through for the single, 14 for 1. It's good call from Bethel, really.
He's a Sri Lankan football hero to emulate there.
Are there any?
Very handy. No, yeah. Oh, I got that all wrong. Went for the outside of the foot.
Well,
right
exactly. Trying to slide it across. No midweek football for a while. When's the Champions League playoff things? Is that in a couple of weeks?
That'll be coming soon. Yeah,
it will be coming soon. Okay.
Don't start talking about football in the third over.
Well, important things to talk about. A bit of an under edge from Bethel. Again, it's a very wide ball. I'm not sure if it leaves that. It's going to be wide. It's lower ball as well. However, he doesn't get hold of it. It gets an under edge. It nearly squirts past Kusal Mendes, but it doesn't. And there is no run. Plenty of people in the crowd. Do you think people are over there already early for the World Cup, having a holiday? Or is it holiday season? There seems to be a lot of people over there. I don't know if they're specifically over there for the cricket. Maybe you do. Maybe it's cheap enough. You go over there for a month and go, well, I'll catch a little bit earlier. That's out, surely, isn't it? Yeah. Bethel has driven at one that's wide of his off stump again. He's got a thick outside edge. And it's been caught by Kusal Mendes. England 2 down in 3 overs. Poor start.
That was a very Crawley sort of innings, wasn't it? Wafting it straight outside the off stump.
Well, he was tempting all the time, wasn't he? He was bowling it out there, trying to... I mean, that's kind of what he's playing for. And it's a big outside edge. I mean, if he gets his foot across, maybe he slams it through the offside. It's one of those, but he hasn't really had any timing. And he goes 4-3.
Another one bites the dust. I think that is going to be out, Fred. Another one bites the dust.
Well, in response to Kieran Roseblade's offer of a mysterious relative who likes meaningful chats about Homer and Cicero, Tim Wilton Daisies says, I like meaningful chats about Homer. Marge, Bart, Lisa and Maggie as well.
Yeah.
David Durrell, one of the poems, says, well, it's nowhere near as sweary and drunken as it used to be. Happy days. Yeah, I mean,
well, exactly.
I think it reached peak sweariness in the jet lag, didn't it?
Yes, well, that series was particularly, blurry would be the best way to say that one, really.
Yeah. Kieran says, distance is no boundary for love, lads, or for Kieran's long-distance dating service. It starts on Zoom, and because of Australian immigration laws, dates are organised in Singapore. A happy meeting.
Well, Tom Banton is out in the middle. I'll give you his jingle shortly. That's nicely guided by Josh Butler, though, out wide of the short third man. And it'll make its way down to the boundary for 4 runs.
It's me, Sanshi. It's me, Sanshi.
The new batsman is...
Tom Banton is a pure T20 player, and he'll go all the way. He's gonna do better than anyone you've seen before. This is the only way that he knows how to play. Oh, he's a little champion, Tom Banton.
That's Tom Banton. But Josh Butler is facing up at the moment. He goes across his stumps, works that end to the leg side. It'll just be the one. I think Josh Butler's batted okay, hasn't he, so far, without being spectacular? He's got 30 and 40.
I feel like his innings go underappreciated when he gets 35 off 25.
Yeah.
Because it's not at a Brook pace, and it's not really it's way beyond the strugglers.
Exactly. I mean, he is as much a finisher as he is anything else, isn't he? I mean, the thing is, if he stays there to the last 3 or 4 or 5 overs, then it can get really pyrotechnic. But other than that, he scores at a reasonably good rate.
Yeah. It's a problem that I think India had with Surya Kumar Yadav, where they were so desperate for him to be in at the end that they'd save him till later. And ended up just realising you want him for the whole innings because he's just that good.
Yeah. That one is worked into the onside by Banton, and it'll be a single.
Well, just so you know, in the Champions League, there's the playoffs during February, and I don't think any British teams are actually involved in those.
There's one, isn't it? Newcastle are the only team.
Oh, yeah, Newcastle. Yeah. But then it resumes the last 16 on the 10th of March, so you've got a nice big break for the World Cup.
Yes. Well, this is it. You wonder whether, I mean, if I was a tourist and I was going to Sri Lanka, I might go out there for a month if I had the time and just chill. Watch a lot of cricket, sit on a beach. Driven up to long on for a single. Get wet, did you say?
Yeah. Well, fourth he went, but he went at the wrong time of the year. He pissed down on him most of the time he was there. Well, he'll no doubt fill us in on that when he comes on in a couple of overs.
Indeed. Well, Josh Butler has the second highest strike rate of any batsman who's played more than minimum of 100 innings, only behind Glenn Maxwell. That's nicely punched by Banton, but he can't beat the fielder at point. And there is no run.
averaging 35 as a T20 opener is very, very impressive.
It is pretty impressive, isn't it? You know, considering how much you really have to go at the ball and how many chances that potentially gets to give away. It's pretty good going.
Yep.
Is Quinton de Kock, is he not still about in the T20 side for the Saffers, is he? Or is he coming back for the World Cup?
He
I thought he might be,
know.
you know. Tom Banton laces that one. It was a full, slower delivery, yeah, and he spotted it. Right on the drive, beautiful shot. Smashed out to the long off boundary for 4 runs.
4 on the floor, and 1 more 4 than the 4 before. That's what 4's are for, to get funky on the dance floor.
Well, that's a better over. What's that? 11 off of that one. 25 for 2 after 4, so barely going along 6 and over.
Yes, de Kock is in the South African squad.
Yeah, I thought he's coming because he's not very old, is he? He's about 31 or 32. He retired when he was like 29. No, I think he retired much like AB de Villiers. They both retired very early. Oops, my trousers still tucked in my sock from my cycling.
Oh, that's shocking. Ishton says, asking Ed what he's more heartbroken about, being a United fan or an England fan?
That's a good question. Well, I feel like I'm numb to Man United at this point when they let me down. England find new ways to disappoint me, so I'll go with England.
I'm hopeful this year. You know, I think England have got a very good side. Attempted reverse sweep by Butler.
God.
But dragged down. New bowler. They've had, this is the 4th bowler they've had in the power play in 5 overs. It's Wellalage, who was here, and now I can't find him.
Reverse sweep's an interesting shot, isn't it? It looks dreadful when it doesn't come off and looks fantastic when it does.
Yeah. And now people pick it up for 6 all the time. It's mad, isn't it? That's driven up to long off for a single. This is the bowler.
This kid's such a little punk, but that boy just get a job done. Doing it Wallage. He knows he's cool like a cool kid at your school.
Just looking at that drive by Banton. Really laced that, didn't he? It's right on it. And Wellalage pulls out of delivery to Banton.
I'm loving Banton's extended kind of gig in this side. I remember he had a little bit of a thing. It must have been during COVID when Australia came over. Yeah,
there was a time where he was in the side for a while, wasn't it? And then he was out of it again. I don't think he did much wrong when he was in it either, if I seem to remember. That one is clipped out to deep square leg. And they'll get 2 this time, there's no one out in the deep. Yeah, they seem to change their mind all the time when it came to T20s for a little while, didn't they?
I guess it was just before Harry Brook came in as an absolute mainstay.
Yes, true.
So that would have disrupted things quite a lot for him.
Well, that's it. They didn't quite know where to put him either, did they?
Yeah.
That one is darted in, going down leg. Bashes Banton on the pads. Probably hit him outside leg stump. Anyway,
they're looking much less comfortable today, England, aren't they?
I know, it's weird, isn't it? I mean, setting a score, it's slightly different, I suppose, but still. Oh, that was interesting. Banton went to fake going into a reverse sweep action. Sort of twisted his shoulders very quickly and then stopped. And Wellalage pulled out of bowling. Banton, next ball, gets on his pads, he clips the square leg, and there'll be a single. No, there won't be a single, sorry. What am I on about?
He's got a similar kind of twitch movement to Butler that he has before he faces.
Yeah.
He puts bowlers off quite a lot.
Oh, he's been bowled, though. He did do that. He did a little
dear.
twitch of the shoulder just as he was about to bowl, and he'd been bowled because he went to heave it over long on, and he missed it completely. And that is a wicket. And whilst I'm playing a wicket jingle, Gary is going to come in and take over for me as we are due a little switcheroo.
Love to see a replay of this.
I won't look back, 'cause by the time that I do, you'll be gone.
Sure.
It was an excellent delivery, to be fair, by the looks of things on replay. But I'm heading off now. William is taking my place, I believe.
Yes, I think it's me, and I think Gary's on ball by ball, I think.
All right, thank you, everyone. See you in a bit.
Yeah, I think... hello, everyone. In the battle of the boy band looks with the highlighted hair, I think Wellalaga has well and truly beaten Jacob Bethel so far. I do like the look of this lad, Wellalaga. He's got something about him with bat and ball. It's confidence, it's an ability, it's a belief in your own ability to mix it up, and that no challenge is too much. And he well and truly stitched up Tom Banton there. And a rather pensive looking Baz McCullum is looking out on a scoreboard that reads 28 for 3 after 5 overs, with the England captain at the crease. It's not very good from England. Anybody would think they've been out celebrating their series win, but I think that's all off limits these days, at least in public.
Well, actually, on that, we've got here from Paul Healy-Mossam. We can but up alcohol in Sri Lanka today. It looks like England have been on it all day.
Yeah, I'm sure they haven't.
Yes.
And it's Pathirana is back in. That's down the leg side, and it goes through to the keeper. That'll be called wide. Pathirana's an interesting cricketer. I wrote a piece at The Guardian 10, 12, 14 years ago now about cricket's evolutionary dead ends. And Lasith Malinga was still playing then. But were I to write one, or had I written one a year or so ago, I would have included Malinga's round arm action. But here is Pathirana bowling very much as Malinga did, and leading edge is taken there by Butler, and there is a single. It's an action that obviously has bits of Malinga in it. I think there's a bit of hyperextension of the elbow as well. We're seeing it in close-up now. He does have a bandage, a support on the elbow, so he's likely to have elbow issues with it. But it reminds me a bit of kind of, if you see softball pitches in America, and I remember the women's softball, which was great fun as a demonstration sport in the Olympics, either the last one or the one before. And some of the wind-ups of the pitches there had a lot of this kind of look to them. It's unique if there wasn't previously a unique Sri Lankan who bowled in this style. He can get it up to 90 miles an hour as well. He's no slouch. He's on leg stump half volley, and Harry Brook says, "Yes, thank you, I'll take that all day long." Do you see the Malinga comparison here?
I do, yes, yeah. Obviously the action is quite similar, as you say. So yeah, and I suppose it's kind of intriguing as well, isn't it, that he's playing in the same team. Obviously now, Malinga has been their bowling consultant, and then obviously Malinga's nephew has played a couple of games as well. So I can definitely see the similarities. Yes. Yeah, and yeah.
There isn't much of a first-class structure in Sri Lanka, but schools cricket is very strong. So he will have come up through the school structure. Bowls a bouncer, which with that action is no easy matter. Had to get it up to 88 miles an hour to get it shoulder high to Harry Brook, who attempts the ramp, perhaps as surprised as I was to see the bouncer. He fails to connect. England are 34 for 3 in this all-important, critical T20 international. Oh no, hang on. England have won the series. Yes, so in this T20 international. Sparse crowd in at Pallekele.
It's probably been Sri Lanka's best seamer, definitely, I think, probably in the T20 so far.
Yeah, he'll cause problems in the World Cup, and he's caused problems for Harry Brook there, because Brook simply did not have the timing at all to that. Whether he sighted it, he played the shot of someone who was failing to sight the ball, because it reared up on him, but only because it was back of the length, and he just popped it off the splice to extra cover, and that's as tame and soft a dismissal as you'll ever see. England are 34 for 4, and the wheels aren't quite off with this batting lineup, but nearly.
You silly little boy, what on earth were you playing at? No!
I actually wonder if that kind of came onto him not as quickly as he thought, because I saw it came up as I think 79 miles per hour, and the way it kind of it just caught the top of the bat, I kind of wonder if he was almost threw his shot a bit earlier, and it's kind of almost just caught the top of the bat, he's expecting a bit more pace.
Well, as ever, it seems with England's batters these days, in any format of the game, the ball's in one place, the hands are in another place, and the feet are in another place. And I'm afraid it does not matter. Simple physics, the simple perception of a ball in three-dimensional space means that if you've got hands, head, and feet in different places, unless you're a genius, unless you're a kind of Brian Lara or something, you're just not going to hit the ball in the middle of the bat all that often. You'll have your days when everything comes off and, you turn into Glenn Maxwell on one leg and it all happens. But most of the time, you're going to end up with shots like that. You'll end up with edges like Jacob Bethel did. And I know it's old school and I know you have to free your arms. But you can free your arms as well as moving your feet. And England have a man at the crease rather earlier than they would hope to have him at the crease, because it's this man, when I can find his jingle. Oh, sorry, a bit of producing on air here. And he is also not moving his feet, but gets a half volley well outside off stump, and therefore he's able to steer it to the sweeper on the offside for a single. Well, he's going to have to be a bat today, because there's well over half the innings to go, and well over half of the score England will be looking for, which now they'll recalibrated their sights to maybe 150, 160 to be competitive. They're 35 for 4 in the 6th over, for God's sake. And Pathirana's 2 for 14, and he's deserved them.
Yeah.
He's in again, and he beats the inside edge of Jos Buttler's bat. Again, the hands were in one place and the feet were in another, so you miss the ball. It's just basic stuff, really, isn't it? It's the end of the over, 35 for 4. We have your views, which hopefully are a bit less grouchy than mine.
Well, Kieran Roseblade, England are in real trouble here. The hands, head and feet analogy doesn't work, Gary. Harry Brook's head, hands and feet are all together in the bar, and that's also an issue.
Oh, we're not still flogging that dead horse, are we? God, it was months ago.
Well, on that, Tim Walton-Davis, Brook has lost a lot of fight in him, as demonstrated in a New Zealand nightclub.
Hilarious.
Yeah. On that point, I do agree with you. I kind of feel like everyone kind of had to go at him at the time, and even like what came out the other day with kind of the fact that he lied. Obviously, like it's not a good look, but I kind of feel like he's been kind of criticised enough. Like he kind of needs to move on a bit now. But
yeah, we should go back to the irreverence of guerrilla cricket in the days of Test Match Sofa, where you could say these things, but you had to be funny. It couldn't just be, "Oh, it's Harry Brook. He's in the bar." Anyway, I don't want to criticise our listeners too much, but please be inventive. And here is the boy band looking Wellalaga. What a fine bowler he is. Left arm around the wicket. He steps back, does Sam Curran, also left-handed, and he hits it out for 2 to the man sweeping. It's 37 for 4. Just trying to look who else is on the screen. It's Ishan, I think, who's on the screen. Ishan, hello.
I think my mic wasn't working.
Well, please come in as and when, because I'm afraid to say otherwise I shall keep motor mouthing away like John Cooper Clarke. He goes back to Sam Curran. That's good play. Dabs it down to take the single that's on offer into the offside, and he gets the single as the crowd picks out every blonde woman who's in the stadium, because that's what they do.
Doing you a favour there?
What's that?
They're doing you a favour there, showing all the blonde women.
Well, I'm too old for that sort of thing now, but there was a few on show at the ABBA Arena for the ABBA show, which I didn't go to, but I had to be there for the tickets on Saturday. This is just pushed into the leg side again. Pick up singles now, gather your thoughts, don't end up 6 down all of a sudden, and that's what England are doing.
So really expecting like an all-out or something today, maybe?
So I couldn't make that out. My ears are terrible, Ishan.
Are we expecting an all-out today from England?
An all-out? Well, anything's possible. And there is an argument, of course, and I'll come to it in a moment. Wellalaga is in, that's wide of the off stump, and Curran can simply sit on that. and knock it down to the sweeper for exactly the same single as he got a couple of deliveries ago. There is an argument that says you should almost always be all out in T20 cricket, because if you're not 8 or 9 down or all out at the end, and by that I mean sort of deep in the 20th over, you're probably not taking all the risks that you should. This is defended and there is no run. I made this argument a while ago about run-outs, is that everybody looks at a run-out as being, terrible waste of a wicket. But you really should have 1 or maybe even 2 run-outs in a T20, because if you're not pushing hard for those runs, then you're leaving runs on the field. This is chipped beautifully by Jos Buttler. It just gets over extra cover, because there's always room over extra cover. So it's one of these, and we haven't had many.
Let's talk about 6. Let's talk about 6. Let's talk about 6. Let's talk about 6.
Now, I'm not a golf man, but that looked a bit like one of those tee shots into one of those greens at Amen Corner. It's 46 for 4. We have your views.
Yep. Going back a while ago, we had a Tim Walton-Davis saying Butler is only number 5, Salt and Ducky have to open. And then on the previous points about flogging the dead horse, Curran Roseblade, hang on Gary, you can't say some of us are flogging a dead horse with this, then go on about over rates in the tests. But I'll engage again soon, fare thee well.
Yes, when Brook is next caught out boozing and punching bouncers, please bring it up. I bring up over rates in tests because they keep coming up. Yes. So, not quite the right comparison. But here's Theekshana, who has the air of someone who's rather keener on his own abilities than his ability warrants. But confidence matters. That's punched to extra cover by Sam Curran, and there is no run. Left-hander to left-hander. He's bowling around the wicket, and Curran is obviously left-handed. Oh no, it's right arm round the wicket. Please forgive me, as this is pushed by Curran to the man in the Jonty Rhodes position at backward point, and there's 2 dots now. And England's pragmatism in taking singles that are on offer works, but not if you're 3 or 4 dots in the over as well. So he'll be looking to score at least 1 run off this delivery. He's in again, and this is punched, and Curran gets that 1 run he was looking for with the single that's on offer to long off. And England moved to 47 for 4.
Yeah, I was going to ask what you would do in this position, because it's such a precarious position where you need to save wickets but also score runs, because it's about almost 8 overs and they're still not even at 50 yet.
Yeah, I would do as England are doing, really, which is to score singles off the good balls, wait for the bad balls to hit boundaries, see where you are at 16 overs, and then try and get it up to 150, 160 from there. That's just a beautiful delivery. That completely bamboozles Butler. I think it might have been the Curran ball, and it spun between bat and pad because, of course, there's a yawning gate between them. It took the stumps, and that is a perfect spinner's dismissal. So maybe my jibe about Theekshana having a higher opinion of his bowling than it warrants was misplaced, because that was very, very good.
Another one bites the dust. I think that is going to be out, Fred. Another one bites the dust.
But you guys' eyes are better than mine. So was that the Curran ball? It looked very much like a kind of Ashwin dismissal.
Yeah, I don't think that was a Curran ball. I think he just kind of just swung his arm as much as he could, but then also give as much spin as he could, so it kind of just deviated really quickly, and just Butler didn't see it coming. Yeah. I don't think it was a Curran ball, because I did see the a big deviation. So
yeah, it was a big deviation. I mean, one person who'll be interested in that is Adil Rashid, who might need to take 5 wickets if England are to win this. But England,
always a one-man hope.
Yeah, England do have a phalanx of spinners, if that's the right collective noun. And they'll be looking to do something about it, as one of England's phalanx of spinners, who strangely has turned the ball a long way in this series, comes to the crease.
Are they resting for the World Cup?
What's
Is that why he's not playing today? Are they resting Phil Salt for the World Cup? Is that why he's not playing today?
They might do. They might want to have a look at Duckett again as an opener, and they did get a look for an entire ball.
I think they said he has a back spasm, Phil.
Oh, that's the all-purpose back spasm. Yeah.
That's the official line anyway.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough, and I appreciate your research there. This ball goes slightly away. Maybe that was the Curran ball, I'm not sure, from Will Jacks, but to his credit, he was watching it and he could have crabbed it out backward of point. No, it was definitely an off-break, bowled off the forefinger by the looks of it there, which is possibly what fooled me, very much out the front of the hand. And that was a splendid piece of bowling. The Lankans, for all, it's easy to criticise, and I'm sure we'll come to views of the listeners in a moment, which will criticise. It's true, the Lankans have bowled very, very well here. They've bowled the odd wide and the odd full toss, but you can get away with that in T20 if you can bowl the wicket-taking balls, and they certainly have. Round the wickets again to Curran, who goes back to a half volley, which I always find a bit amusing, and punches it backward of point for a single. England are 49 for 5 after 8, and we have your views.
We've got this is the England I know and pity, nature is healing, and then Tim Wilson-Davis. At least England are beating the Aussies currently, which is the real quiz. I mean, I think I'm just having a look here. England are in a decent position in the Under-19s World Cup. They've just taken another wicket. That I wouldn't say it's game over just yet. So that's what we've got here. And then a bit of the earlier talk we had about guerrilla cricket. If Carlsberg made cricket streams from Paul, and then Tim Wilson-Davis also talked about Newcastle travelling as far as any Champions League team will when they make the 2,529-mile journey to Azerbaijan to play Karabag.
Well, I've flown to Azerbaijan, I think, 6 times. It's not too bad once you're in the air, and the stadium is quite close to the airport. I mean, they're flying probably first class, maybe chartered. It's not that tough a gig. As he goes back, does Sam Curran, and defends this ball back to the bowler. England being on the rack of spin. It is Weller Lager, refugee from a boy band. He goes back to that one, Curran. He could hit it fairly whatever he wanted to, and he gets it to the mid-wicket boundary. I was going to not play too many jingles for 4s because they can get a bit repeating, but England haven't had many 4s, so I'll give you a jingle. Yeah, it's out there. Oh, there we are, where the crowd all walked away for a moment there, but they've all come back in at the same time. Sam Curran on 11. He goes back to this one that turns into him. Never cut an off spinner, which in the left armer's way is for a left-hander should never cut a left arm spinner, but he did. No timing, and it just got out into the offside, and they're through for a single. The lantern-jawed Jamie Overton is in next. So England's all-rounders are getting a bit of a workout here with Curran and Jacks, the 2 Surrey men at the crease. A third Surrey man in Jamie Overton to come. And then Hampshire's Liam Dawson. The bear is back, I'm pleased to say. My comfort blanket in the possibility that the tech will let me down. Very dark sky, tropical sky in Pallekele, just up the coast from Gaul. As this is punched by Jacks, takes the single on offer down to long off. The game in a holding pattern, I would suggest, if we were sitting in Windsor Castle looking up at the Jets waiting to come into Heathrow.
Just looking at that England batting lineup, I think Luke Wood was down to coming at 11. Obviously, he's got 2 first-class hundreds, so you've probably not got many teams who have that decent number 11, really.
Well, Adil Rashid's at 10, and he's got 10 of them.
Oh, yeah.
This is just punched into the leg side, and there is no run. Yeah, I thought it was quite funny that the Australians are getting boxed by a Roux in the Under-19s World Cup. Both of the Roux brothers are outstanding talents, I would suggest. One or both have got to get in the England side sooner or later. This is a half volley that's well outside off stump, and Sam Curran reaches for it. Again, he's got no timing, which is as much to do with the variation in the bowling as it is to do with Curran. He gets it to deep cover for a single. There's 7 off this over, which is what I was saying earlier. If England can pick up 6s and 7s until about the 16th over, they'll be happy now. 9 overs gone. Your views?
Yeah, we've only got one new one here, which is from Eric J. Sounds as pointless as carrying goals to Newcastle. So back on the old bit. So yeah, that's the new one that's coming there.
Well, 56 for 5. Isham, what should England consider a good score at the end of the 20th over?
At the end of the 20th, I think anything less than 130 or 140 should be bad.
There's a huge Warnish appeal there from Thik Shana. That was the full on your legs, imploring the umpire to give Curran out, and they've gone upstairs. How could you not go upstairs after an appeal of such vehemence?
Though, like way too confident.
It was performative appealing, but that's part of the game. I quite like an appeal. I don't like this idea about over appealing. If you're going to appeal. I mean, don't do it to intimidate the umpire, but I think that was a fair enough appeal. It's pitched in fact, it's pitched just before it hits the pad, and it takes a huge. Well, I think the bat takes a bit of the.
Could they have had a make? Do you think they would have had a make? Maybe on the bat.
Maybe it's hit the bat, but it's going about 2 stumps down the leg side here, so it doesn't really matter. And he's, I don't know, we're seeing a replay here. In fact, the keeper was up imploring as well, and the keeper called for a review straight away. They seem super confident here.
I'm not sure. I think, because if you see it as it just pitches, I mean, the bat might be, but it looks as if it's going to almost like turn away, which obviously would help the appeal.
Yeah, but the problem is it's so little space between the the pitch of the ball and hitting the pads, is that the sort of projection of the that the algorithm uses, it doesn't have enough data after pitching to show. So it may be one of those ones that may be turning enough to hit the stumps, but is unlikely in the review system that we have for that to be so. We're seeing it again here.
There it is.
The Ultra Edge is showing an enormously long spike, which is the bat hitting the pitch, not the ball hitting the bat. Pretty sure it's the bat hitting the pitch. I mean,
whether be about the exact same time.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. It could be that the fourth umpire can't discern between.
I think it's so hard to tell, because if you see like the dust has come up as well, like as the ball's next to the bat, so you almost can't see if there's a gap because there's like dust in between. And
there's the technology often helps, but it doesn't always help, and in this instance I suspect it doesn't always help, and I think that's the right decision. They're not going to ball tracking because they can't be sure if that's the ball hitting the bat or the bat hitting the pitch, and amidst all of the noise there that's picked up on the with the amplitude on the microphone. I think Sri Lanka lose a review, which seems a little harsh for that, but that's them's the rules.
Ball tracking.
Yeah, well, they might show us, or it may be that the ball tracking just doesn't work because there isn't enough data, in which case they might not show us. So we'll get on with the game as this ball is defended by Curran. It was an arm ball from Thikshana, who I must say has impressed me a lot more in this spell than he has in previous matches. He's been very good, as his figures of 1 for 3 after 1.2 overs shows. That was the one that went. It wasn't the arm ball, actually. It was the one that went the other way, just out the front of the hand. That's just a beautiful delivery. Draws Sam Curran forward, beats the outside edge. That's old school left arm round the wicket to left-handed batter, beating the bat. And I could watch that all day. I could watch.
He's won your heart back, has he, Thikshana?
All day. Yeah, I think with Thikshana, you've got to look at the release point of the ball. Sometimes it's out the front of the hand. Sometimes it's just off the forefinger. That was an authentic left arm spin. He goes back, this Curran, watches the ball all the way onto the bat and tries to get 2 in the circle, but the Lankans, to their credit, are on their toes, which is what you can be when you're ahead in the game. 57 for 5 now. Curran has 14.
Sometimes, obviously, Thikshana probably gets a raw deal as well, because he bowls a lot in the power play, doesn't he? So obviously that probably reflects in his stats and things like that, and obviously people are going after him. So But yeah, 'cause I think he's got nice variation.
He has,
He doesn't sometimes go around the park a bit.
Well, he's proved himself to be a much better bowler than, as I say, my trailer for him had. This is pretty bad, though. It's down the leg side, and in another world, Will Jacks is lifting that over square leg for 6, but in this world, with the score on 57 for 5, he just touches it into the leg side, takes the single that's on offer. There's a lot of adjusting of gloves going on from Sam Curran here. Don't want to raise the spectre of people who do or do not sweat, but Sam Curran is often glistening with sweat. I think he finds it quite hard work in this climate. Certainly looks like that to me. Thikshana is in again, very full on leg stump, and he punches that one down the ground as Curran, but again it's not really driven, and so there's only a single to be done. At the halfway mark, England are 59 for 5. Jacks has 3, Curran has 15, and we have a change of gorillas.
Just before we change and just before we leave, we've got a nice message here from Diana Patterson. After returning from a holiday, finally I find guerrilla cricket back in my preferred time zone. 7 a.m. greetings all. So that's a nice one there. And then from Tim Wilton Davis, since Thatcher, Newcastle could do with Cole. And there we go. And so I don't know who's coming on, but I am off now. So there we go.
Have fun, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, William. Oh, dear. All this complaining about Newcastle having to fly to Azerbaijan. Perth football teams have to fly to Melbourne, Sydney or Brisbane every other week. It's just part of the thing. Get over it.
Agreed.
So who's on ball by ball? John, hello, how are you?
Hello, Messi. It's not me, though, I don't think.
No.
I think it's Ed.
Yeah, I am.
Ed,
yes.
sorry.
Hello.
We're on a drinks break at the moment, I'd say, after 10
I think
overs.
we are, yeah. I think England need one, too.
Yes. Well, the goal of this, the goal of my stint here is to get to the end, which
A fairly stiff one, I should think.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've made a complete and utter Horlicks of this, haven't they? Other hot drinks are available, we would say, but they have made a complete mess of it.
Well, they might need some of Bear's whiskey and lemon without the lemon idea from earlier.
Well, they might be better drunk than they have sober. Or perhaps they're not sober. Perhaps that's what it is. I don't know. But it's not been pretty.
No.
Some pretty decent bowling, though, to be fair.
Agreed, yeah.
Yeah, I get the feeling the pitch is holding up quite a bit too.
Yeah, I think it probably is a little bit sticky and grippy, but...
I mean, Brook's dismissal, the ball just didn't come onto him, and he was through the shot before it got to him, which made it go straight up in the air.
I think the under-19 semi-final is going to be a lot closer than this game.
Yes, Australia needs 79 from the last 60 balls with 4 wickets in hand.
It's tight.
It's quite interesting, yeah. It's good cricket too. I'm enjoying watching that, I must say.
Yeah, England have been quite impressive, I think. It's been very encouraging. There's been a lot of talk about Farhan Ahmad, but that whole squad has been littered with strong performances. It's been quite impressive.
Yeah,
he has a very weird delivery mechanism.
He sure does. Yeah, and it takes him a while to get through it.
It's unusual.
Yeah,
should say.
David West asks, so what will be a good score from here? God, you'd have to think 140 would be a very good score.
140 would be very good, but I don't see it. I mean, I guess the only thing you can say is that at least these two are reasonably used to batting together.
Yeah.
And Will Jacks has batted. He's opened in India before. He could play anywhere in this batting lineup and be competent. So I'm sure he'll understand the situation.
Yeah, I mean, this situation may not suit him entirely, though.
Yes, it is true. Yeah,
he's quite used to teeing off at the top, isn't he? And he's got to play this a little bit differently.
Yeah,
John, you're sounding a bit distant, so I think maybe your microphone's a little bit high.
Oh, all right. I'll have a look at that.
First ball of the over. Sam Curran to face, and he gets it away. No run. He just dabbed it into the offside there. Shamir's back on. He bowled, I think it's just the one over, and he's got 1 for 6 so far. He took the wicket of Duckett. It was a good swing and delivery there. But I think there hasn't been that much on offer for the Pacers since then. They've just been throwing at whatever lines they can, and the spinners have done the rest.
Is that any better, guys?
Yeah, that's a bit better, John.
I think it's pretty good. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, we've been showing the dismissals in a minute. It's been some excellent bowling, really, from the spinners. But here comes Chimera. And then Curran drives that away. They take a quick single. Nothing more there. These two will need to run well, I think.
Well, again, that's where their county allegiance might help them.
Yeah.
Because they'll know what the other one is thinking about running and not running.
You may wish you never said that. I don't know.
Is that right?
Well, we do seem to have had some success with commentators' curse over the last few weeks.
Well, yeah, it probably is a prelude to them doing a yes, no, wait, sorry, but we'll see what transpires.
Jax pops that into the air. Where has that gone? It's in the hands of fielder.
Yeah.
Bump ball, it must. No, he's out.
He's out.
They barely celebrated that.
Goodness
That was
me.
hard to tell what was going on there. I'll try and
Well, I
talk you
think that
through it.
might be an example of what Messi was talking about just now.
I think it's not far off.
I think you were talking about the fact that the pitch might be a bit gluey, Messi,
Yeah.
and I think maybe that's stuck in the wicket, and he's just played too soon.
Yeah, he's just threw it
He's
very
just
early,
played
isn't
too
he?
soon.
Yeah.
He's through the shot, so
His
that's
head-
the problem.
Yeah. His head flew back further than the ball there. He's very caught off guard
dear.
by it. Well, I haven't commentated in a long time, and I've got 4 wickets so far, so I should have stayed at home, really.
So it's your fault, Ed. Right,
Oh.
okay.
I didn't manage to commentate on the ODI series, and that seemed to be much more positive.
Well,
There we go.
there's not been much positive about English cricket in
No.
the last few months, it has to be said.
No.
Brackets on, why is McCullum still here? Brackets off.
I can update you that Australia have just lost a wicket in the Under-19 World Cup, so they now need 77 runs from 56 balls with only 3 wickets in hand.
Swings towards England again then.
Yeah.
Indeed.
More positive.
It has been to and fro, that. Very much so.
The new man is Liam Dawson, who's got an okay record. But, nothing major really in his international career, but he's had some good knocks for Hampshire. But he is
decent strike rate.
Yeah, agreed. But 60 for 6 is pretty dire showing.
He's certainly not the worst player you'd want coming at number 8.
Definitely not. No.
But
Chimera's in again, and he managed to defend this into the leg side. Takes the easy single. 61 for 6. To
if this was a game against Middlesex in the T20, I guarantee you that Dawson would tee off.
He would.
I'm just used to seeing him do it regularly.
Well, I mean, sort of Middlesex fan is a bit like being an England fan in many ways, isn't it? You expect the worst.
Oh, I think it's even worse, probably, Jesse, but I think it's probably even worse. It's probably like, well, I mean, we are talking about a county that went 3 years without winning a T20 match at Lords.
Wow, that is a long haul.
3 years exactly without winning a T20 match at Lords. That's good.
Curran, yeah, he does well here. He climbed up on him, but he managed to hook it into the leg side for a 4. That's a good shot on a ball that seemed quite difficult, but he defended that very well. Rolled his wrists over it as well.
He was in position very quickly. I think that was the secret.
Yeah. 65 for 6 with 1 ball left in the over.
Yeah, not pretty. Not at all pretty.
Yeah.
It's probably a little bit too short, if anything.
Yeah.
Which just enabled him to get in position quickly.
Here comes the final ball of the over. And Curran just dabs this. Oh, Dawson's come halfway up. And he does get back.
Goodness.
That was.
Ooh.
Oh, dearie me. Yeah, it would be a.
Well,
that's all you need.
I blame John for all of this. He talked about running between the wickets, then a wicket fell, so it no longer applied, and so we now got people who don't understand each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is... that was definitely very nearly a yes-no wait sorry, wasn't it? Oh,
Yeah, Dawson was half throw out, and Curran had barely moved. Yeah.
Mind you, that might suggest they should have gone for the single, because
Potentially,
Dawson got halfway down, turned round and got back.
He's run a whole single, yeah.
And he's probably not the fastest turner.
And it would have kept Curran the strike. Anyway, over to you, Messi. What have we got?
Banana Brook says under-19 semi-amp started twitching. Eric J says we're doomed then. Paul Higginbotham says this wicket is playing completely different from 2 days ago. Yeah, it seems to be. David West says commentators curse, can't get any worse. Under-19s is a great game, says David, tilting towards us, i.e. England.
Just at the moment, I think.
Am I right in saying all 3 matches have been played on this one ground?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I quite like it when they do that, because it does change. Yeah. It does give it a new feeling. Dawson sweeps the Swan. He gets down on a knee. He gets one. He thought about the second, but it's not there. Thikshan as the bowler. 1 for 7 from 2.1 now.
I
Very
think
impressive.
the caveat in the under-19 test, Ed and Messi, is that Peake is still in.
Yeah, he's done very, very well.
He's a very good player, and he could yet win it.
Yeah, it's very possible.
And if he does, fair play to him as well.
Yeah, that'll be a very special innings. Thikshan
Paul Blake has made runs at the... Sorry, I won't.
That's okay. Curran gets an easy single here, just taps into the leg side.
He makes runs at the Under-19 World Cup, so people start talking about him for the Ashes in 18 months' time. It just shows the desperation to renew the Australian batting lineup. But give the bloke a chance.
Yeah.
Whereas England will do the complete opposite and say, "Oh no, we can't do any of that." Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Dawson takes a bit of a hack, but he gets away with it. He'll get 4 for it, down to fine leg. It's not a great delivery, really, and he's managed to just piece it through that tiny gap.
It was an awful delivery that he initially intended to smack in front of square, and then realised it was so slow that he would sort of turn it round the corner instead.
Slow and very, very short.
I think he changed his shot about 5 times there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he had plenty of time to do it.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Indecision was not final.
71 for 6. Dawson on strike again. And he'll take an easy single. Bit of hesitation from Curran, but he gets there in the end.
Curran was still thinking about the last over and thinking, do I really want to?
Yeah. Well, he's on strike now. 21 off 23. I think Sam Curran can be a very, very intelligent batter. I think he's got quite a lot going for him with that. Because he's not 100 miles an hour all the time. He's on strike here. And he fends that, but no run.
Just that little bit of offer to turn again.
Yeah.
Had him a little bit hesitant there.
Oh, it's quite sharp. Yeah, it does grip. Yeah, you do struggle to see where they're going to be able to pick up the rate to any extreme degree. But at the same time, you've got to be encouraged if you're an England spinner right now. I'm sure Dawson's licking his lips at this, as will Rashid and.
Got to have enough to bowl at, though.
That's true.
Yeah,
very true.
Got to have enough to bowl at.
And with the way the Sri Lankan openers have been going, it could be over by the end of the power play. Aaron faces up. And he managed to work it away, no run again. They've said it's a single, but it definitely wasn't. 7 off the over, I think.
David West says Dawson can bat. Leah says just recall Gatting. He'll deal with the Australian leggies in England. They're no Shane Warnes after all.
Who is?
Yeah, I'm not sure about his running between the wickets these days.
I wasn't sure about his running between the wickets even then, but
Yeah, David says Rashid should bowl well on this.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
well, Rashid bowls well everywhere in my view.
Yeah, he's excellent.
But yeah, this should help him a good deal. But the thing is, though, the Sri Lankans should be more comfortable dealing with spin than England have been, given their experience with it.
We're seeing the average turn. We're seeing that when you're below 85 kilometres an hour, you're getting nearly double the amount of turn. Rashid in particular, 1.4 degrees to 4.3 when he gets it below that speed threshold. That's lofted up, and Dawson dispatches. I think he'll just get one for it, though. Good shot, but picked out the fielder in the deep. It's Kamindu Mendes as the bowler. .73 for 6 after 12.1. It'll be Curran to face. Oh, lofted up again. Is pretty loose at the minute, and he managed to. The fielder gets a piece of it, and it stops it going for a certain 4. I think they'll just get 2 in the end, but he hit that hard, and he did well to get down there at all. There's been some quite sloppy ground fielding this series, I think, but that was a good bit of work to stop that racing away from a pretty poor delivery.
Australia have lost another wicket in the under-19s. They're 8 for 207. They need 71 from 47 balls, which looks unlikely.
Yeah, Curran gets an easy single to follow up with 2. 4 off the first half of the over. Kamindu Mendes is chasing a length here, and he can't quite get it on the spot. He knows there's plenty of turn on offer, but it's not working out for him at the minute. Forced another hack at that, and ended up playing straight back to the bowler because it was so badly mistimed.
That was 49 miles an hour. So slow.
3 straight, and he's got that incredibly wrong. His feet were very wide apart, and he's just slashed at it, and it's gone straight forward. Not ideal. They're scoring at 6 and over at the minute. Dawson managed to get this one away, but just one. He looks at his bat again. Yeah, not much timing going on at the minute after a collection of not much footwork earlier on. So none of the attributes you need are clicking at the minute for England. One ball left. Here it is. And Curran swats this one away. That's very well timed. I'll take it all back. It's a lovely 4 from Curran. He reached to 28 off 28. Powered through the leg side. A little bit short again, but he's still done very well to get that much timing on it. Yeah, scores 81 for 6 after 13. And that over went for 9 in the end. What have we got on socials?
Lockie says this could be one of those low-scoring thrillers. I say desperately trying to look on the bright side. DJ Burt says just joined. Why am I not shocked to see 2, 3, 4, 5 only managed 14 runs? What is going on?
Well, John, you can talk us through those dismissals, I reckon.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw it, but there was an interesting stumping given in the Pakistan-Australia T20 the other day, where the wicketkeeper had the ball in one hand and broke the stumps with the other hand, and it was given out.
That seems interesting. It's all taking the connected rule a bit to an extreme degree.
Yes.
That's interesting, considering the comparison is with batting. You'd never give that out if your other hand. If it hits the gloves on the batting hand, that's fair enough. If it hits the other, it's like it's a different person. So it's surprising. Patharana returns 2 for 14 from 2. Dawson on strike. He slings that delivery in, and there's no run. Tried to play into the leg side, didn't get anything on it. this has got to be the partnership, really, hasn't it, John? Given what England have got coming in.
You've got on mute, John.
It doesn't say he's muted. That's wild. Anyway, Dawson finds the fielder in the deep before he gets his single.
I see your lips move, but I hear nothing, John. So I don't know what's going on.
We'll try and resolve that. But in the meantime, it's Jamie Overton who'll be in next. He can obviously bat. He can take a real hack at things at the very least, and then it'll be Rashid and Wood. You're less confident in, but still.
Yeah. Jamie Overton has 9 innings for 54 runs in T20s, but you know, when you're batting at that level, you don't expect to bat very often, do you?
No. Curran faces this one, and he managed to pick out a fielder again. No run this time. He gets a high five for his efforts.
John is looking quite agitated. He's trying to work out why we can't hear him.
Yeah. I'm sure it's working out. It does seem quite a sudden change. Everything was going smoothly.
Bear says to unplug your mic and plug it in again. See how that goes, John. And he's making lip movements, which says, "Yes, I've done that."
Curran takes one to the leg side. How many is he going to get? Oh, they go for a second, but it's not there. They end up just getting one for it. He's forced to turn back. That's good fielding.
I think they're batting quite sensibly in the circumstances.
I agree.
You know, they've still got 6.5 overs to go. They really can't afford to lose another wicket now. So that if they nurdle it around and get the occasional boundary, you keep going at 6 or 7 and over for the next 2 or 3 overs, and then they can give themselves some freedom to start attacking.
Yeah, there'll be something to bowl at the very least. Dawson will be facing this one, right? This one up next with Patharana.
They could show a little more endeavour there. I mean, 2 off 4 balls isn't great.
Oh, Dawson reaches for this one, and it does plug before it gets to the fielder, thankfully. That'll just be a single. Could have gone very wrong. It didn't seem like he got all of that, but it dropped safely.
Yeah, you get the feeling that the outfield is quite soft as well. I don't know if there's been rain on it overnight, but it's certainly not bouncing a lot, is it?
No. One ball left in this over.
I can report to our listeners that John is getting redder and redder as he tries to get his...
I just can't work it out, guys.
Oh, there you are. You are.
Oh,
You're back, John.
I'm back. I'm back.
Time for the final ball, which is a bit of a knock and run. Tap into the ground and then charge through for a single.
Some may debate whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hey ho. Don't know what was going on there at all.
No, it does seem very odd.
Very odd.
Unplug and restart.
However,
David West says, I think Curran has opened in the IPL. As a batsman, I'd be surprised. Banana Brook says, jilted John. Eric J says, comfortably numb. Lockie says, he's gone deaf as well as mute. It's a double tragedy. And Jamie Wilson says, if we see John walking into the studio with a walking stick, we'll know he's got pulpit.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we're seeing the projected scores at the minute. If they were to go at 8s from here, they'd get to 133, which would be a passable effort given where they were after 5 and where they were after 10. But it will be these two stick around for the majority of that, I think, to score at 8 and over. Curran 30 off 31 is really not a bad innings, all things considered. He has a swipe here. I think that'll be 4. That's a very powerful shot. Yeah. He's struck that well off Wellalaga.
He's picked the length well.
He did.
Which has been the secret, really.
Yeah.
to that. But
89 for 6, the score. 9 fours and 1 6 is the boundary count so far. Far from England's usual desired numbers.
yes,
Yeah, well,
not-
to have wickets in hand, there's quite often you can get 30 off the last couple of overs, and it makes much more respect.
It's a good ball that Curran misses in the end. Could have very easily taken the edge. Collects well.
yeah, I think these two have got to try and get to the last 3 overs, really.
Agreed. Another good shot from Curran. It'll just be the one into the offside this time.
And then Overton might be able to lift a boundary or two in the last few.
He'll definitely try, that's for sure. Very powerful batter.
Yeah, I've seen Jamie Overton lift a 6 onto the grandstand roof at Lord's.
Yeah, that surprised me.
With the wicket on the opposite side.
Dawson's facing this one. Oh, and he backs away. And here he comes. Yeah, moves his feet well, but there's no one this time. Backed away and tried to give himself some room, but couldn't connect well enough. Found the fielder. Dot ball.
I don't know whether you've ever seen Jamie Overton up close, Ed, but he is huge.
I'm trying to wonder whether I have done that. I think I might have done. If he was... I saw a Somerset one-day game a long time ago. And I think that might have been still when he was there with Craig, of course. But I've definitely seen Craig up close, and he is enormous. So
you get Crickneck just try to interview him. It's pretty serious stuff.
One of them's called Fridge and one of them's called the Slab, isn't it?
I wouldn't be able to tell you which one's which, but that does sound accurate.
I tell you what, I wouldn't call either of them either of those things. not unless I could run very fast.
Yeah. Final ball of the over. Curran doing what he tried to do previously, but we'll just get one for it this time. Couldn't time it well enough. But not a bad over. 7 from it. Talks about that 8 and over mark to get to the 130 region. 7s will do.
So I'm off, and Fourthy's with us in my place. And Bear's coming back in to do the summarising while you do ball by ball, John. Catching the set
Very much, everyone. See you in a bit.
Thank you, Messi. And don't forget, I think we've got you penciled in for my second innings slot, unless you want to duke it out.
No, that's fine, mate. That's fine.
Thank you, mate.
Fourthy, you wonderful man.
Hello there, John. How are you going?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, thanks.
That's nice to
Bear.
know. Yes, Bear.
Alrighty, boys.
Hello there, Bear. Hello. By the way, thank you very much for your advertising male voiceover, Bear. It's been on display in a couple of episodes, and in the final episode of my countdown, you take pride of place towards the end of that on Thursday.
Lovely. I've got to listen to the latest one. I'm going to listen to it tomorrow whilst I'm filling loads of holes in the bathroom.
What, in the bath or in the bathroom?
Just DIYing. You know how I injured my hand. I've done all the plaster now, and all the paint's off. I've now got to go and fill in all the grooves I've made in the shit with filler.
Very
rather you than
aspect
me
of a man, isn't it, to be a DIY expert?
Anyway, first ball of the next over from Thikshana is played out on the leg side. They've gone through for a single. 93 for 6.
They say that, Fourthy, but the reality is when you're in the middle of it and there's dust everywhere, they go, "Ah!" There's also much of a mess.
When's this going to be cleared up?
Exactly. When are you going to finish? Well, you know.
Artistry without mess, very difficult to achieve.
Well, exactly.
You can't make an omelette without breaking eggs.
You know it's true.
As England are discovering in the middle at the moment. Mind you, there's not much sign of an omelette. Here's Thikshana, who's in again, and this is missed completely by Dawson. He backed away from it, tried to slash it square of the wicket, and didn't make any contact.
What do we think England need? I mean, well, we should lose this anyway, shouldn't we, from here? But I mean, if England can get 140 would be a...
Yeah,
might make it interesting.
Might.
Here's Thikshana again. In, and This is just dab back to the bowler. By
But if you're ever going to lose a match, this isn't a bad one to lose.
Well, exactly.
Yes, the dead rubber.
I mean, I wonder why they decided to bat first. Maybe they thought practice for the World Cup, setting scores. It's not been a very good practice.
Pete Sharner again, and this is swung at wildly. It hits Dawson on the body and goes out behind the wicket on the offside, and they scamper through for a single, which is probably what they needed to do. They need to get Curran to face as many of these balls as possible.
Yes, that they do.
To see what he can do with them. Australia under-19s need 54 from 5 overs, apparently.
Ooh. Is that guy who's got all the runs still in? Or is
He's still there. Peak is still in. This Thik Sharner again, and this is dabbed away on the leg side. Bowler goes off in pursuit. Curran scampers back for a second run. That's hit the stumps. That's close. I think that's tight.
I think that's tight. It wasn't going to be tight if it went into the guy's hands. Well, the umpire doesn't seem to be moved at all.
Well, maybe they're just going to check it, full stop. That looked
It's an obvious
pretty
one to
close
check. I
to
can't believe you
me.
wouldn't.
Well, it did. It didn't look like it was going to be close, and then it hit the stumps, and you thought, that's close. And he seemed to be slowing up as he got back as well. Well, I'd like to see that side on.
He's home.
He's home.
He's
He
home.
also ran at an angle which didn't help him.
That was tight.
I've got £2 on a run out, 14 to 1.
Well, I think that's a fair bet. The way this is going, that's definitely a fair bet. Gosh. Yes, the Australian under-19 captain is not out 83.
Well, Rue got 110, didn't he, before running himself out?
He did. That's just played back along the offside for no run by England, and only 4 from that over. 96 for 6 off 16.
Well then, Tim Wilton-Davies says could have done with Joffre's batting today, and David West adds it's been a long tour and it's showing. Jamie Wilson says hitting a 6 onto the Lord's roof. That's country boy power bore.
Yes.
Tim Wilton-Davies says I think I've caught Leah's cold. I'll take 240 more beauty. Says Jamie Wilson, and Herrick asks so forth. When's the best time to visit Sri Lanka? Well, I had a look, and it was significantly cheaper in the last week of November. So I took up that up. I thought it's not just going to turn on the very last day of November. That's exactly what it did. So I had one absolutely soaking week in a monsoon, and then first week of December was much more expensive, but very sunny and pleasant. Is what happened. It's a lovely country even in the rain.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I plan to go there one day.
Yes, lovely food, lovely people, and very, very, very varied culture, beaches, temples, and tea plantations.
First ball of the next over, that's a slower ball, and it's completely missed by Dawson, who hasn't got his radar right at all since he came in.
He's struggling a bit, isn't he? But I mean, this is it. I think this over, and you've got 3 overs left, 4 batsmen left. You've got to then try and up the rate, haven't you?
I think you do.
Try and score 40 in the last 3. It's a bit risky, but
here is Shanaka again. That's swung away on the leg side. It's plugged halfway to the fence, and they've got a single. Well, that was pretty ugly altogether, really. It was an ugly smear that just sort of ballooned up, and there was nobody there to catch it. Got it high on the bat. That's why it didn't carry. But, well, 97 for 6. England need inspiration from somewhere. Can Curran provide it? Here's Shanaka, and Curran swings at this. Out on the leg side. It's gone to the man deep on the fence.
Well,
they've only got 1.
Curran has scored some very quick big runs for Surrey in the past. He's faced 39 balls now.
He certainly has.
So, if he can go mental in the last 3 overs, could still get a score. Has to be said, it's not looking great at the moment, is it?
Well, Tim Wilton Davis says England will win both games today, he says confidently.
They might not, Mr. Peake's just taken 18 off 4 balls.
Ooh.
That's swung away by Dawson on the leg side for a single. 99 for 6. 95 not out, Mr. Peake.
What do they need now?
They need 36 from 26 balls.
Do you think they're favourites from there?
Typical Australia. They've only got 2 wickets left, haven't they? He's got to face everything and not make a mistake. If he makes a mistake, it's probably done. You've gone silent again, John. You've got your mute button on. Are you pressing it accidentally on the thing on the wire?
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back.
That's what you're doing, isn't it? So that's why you don't know you're doing it.
This is swung into the leg side. That's going to be a single. No, it's not. It's going to be 2. They've scampered back and
good
raised
running.
the 100. 101 for 6. Yeah, that was good running. I don't know whether they sort of spotted who the fielder was in the deep and decided they could risk the arm. Maybe so. But it was good running anyway. Especially by Mr. Dawson running to the danger end. But all looks rather thin, it has to be said.
It does indeed, but stranger things have happened in games of cricket, it must be said.
Indeed, they have.
Everyone's caught up with the end of Stranger Things, talking of Stranger Things.
I did. I watched the end of it. I watched it all.
Quite enjoyable.
It was quite enjoyable, I have to say. Oh, that's a good
And
shot.
this is swung high and long and 6.
Nice. Good shot.
Straight back over the bowler's head. That was...
Good finish to the over. Brings up, 11 off that over?
Yep.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Brian in Brisbane says, a few years ago, my wife and I travelled by train from Colombo to Gaul. Top trip in 3rd class. I did the same trip myself, Brian. It is a lovely trip. In Gaul, it was all things Shane Warne as soon as the locals found out we were Australians. Tim Wilton Davis adds, I'd prefer to go to Sri Lanka than Oz. Well, if you've never been to either, I'd suggest make sure you go to both, because they've both got their virtues. They're both lovely countries to visit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't fancy driving too much every day in Sri Lanka, I will say that.
I want to drive across Australia, then I'll have a ball plane one day.
Well, yes, that's almost the diametric opposite to what driving in Sri Lanka is like.
I can imagine.
Not be any different.
I mean, it's quite. Is it the Nullarbor plane? I mean, is it sort of coastal along the way as well?
I've never been across it. I think it's inland.
Oh, it is inland. Damn. And supposedly there's a golf course on it where you play a hole at each of these truck stops or whatever.
It's a horizontal golf course. So when hole 1 finishes, hole 2 sets off into the distance, and on and on and on it goes. It's
oh my goodness!
If you see what I mean.
Wow.
Mr. Peake took 22 off the 46th over, by the way.
Oof. Is he facing the next over, though? That's the
I
question.
don't think he's facing the first ball, so they need 32 from 4 overs.
Is Harry Lumsden, or whatever his name is, bowling?
No, Morgan is now bowling. Oh, that's a big swing and a miss from Dawson. Big wahoo. Didn't get very close to it.
Much slower delivery as well, wasn't it? It was only 64 miles an hour.
And Mr. Morgan has just rearranged Letchman's stumps.
Well, there we go. So 1 wicket left, and how many runs required? It's one of those.
32.
With 1 wicket in hand.
Yes.
And a guy who's smashing it around the park, and a number 11, sorry.
Yeah, indeed.
Who will be on strike, and then we'll hope to get him out next ball, one presumes.
Quite a game.
Indeed.
Got to beat the Aussies sometime, surely.
Sure.
This is another big swing on the leg side. Has he got enough, though? No, he hasn't. It's a brilliant
That's
catch.
a good catch. That is a good catch.
That is a fantastic catch on the fence. That's the end of Liam Dawson.
I thought he had enough on that, to be honest. But
Brilliantly taken.
The crowd says, the crowd says, the crowd says you're out.
Diving full length, away to his right, grabbing it, what, just a few yards from the rope.
Yeah, he's unlucky on a couple of counts, isn't he? Great catch, and also the longest, presumably the
longest hit.
Of the field.
Wasn't quite full length, to be fair, but still a very, very well judged catch. Magnificent effort.
Yeah.
107 for 8.
Well, the slab is now in, not the slab, the fridge.
Sorry, 107 for 7. Sorry.
The fridge.
More importantly,
enter the fridge.
What's happening in the other game, John? Do you know?
247 for 9. At present, 31 to win.
This man is coming into butt.
Jamie Overton, he can score a quick half-time, less racist than his mother's other son.
Here's Chimera, and that's beaten Overton. And through to the keeper along the ground.
Well, this wicket does seem to have a bit in it, it has to be said as well. It's turning quite sharply. It'll be interesting to see. Although, I guess England's main problem was they lost all those bloody wickets in the power play, didn't they? Kept giving it away.
Yeah, the trouble is you've got to have something to defend, haven't you, really?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it only needs one guy to tee off, and
That's
the rest.
it. I mean,
pick up a few bits and bobs.
Exactly. England have got to do what they did and just take wicket after wicket after wicket, essentially.
Indeed.
Or even if he doesn't tee off, they can just time it however they want.
Here's Chimera, swung away by Overton into the deep, and it's fielded on the fence. Gonna throw it back in. 2 runs. Fielder did well. He realised, I think, that he couldn't catch it. Managed to get something behind it and stop it.
Well, no, he caught it and went over the boundary, didn't he, and threw it back.
Ah, right. Okay, I didn't.
Because his momentum was carrying him over the boundary, so
it would have been a 6 if you hadn't let it go.
Basically, here you go. Watch the replay. Another slower ball.
Overton got plenty of it. Yeah, his momentum would have carried him over, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
He did have the opportunity to throw it up and then go over and come back again and catch it, as is often.
Yeah, I think he realised he was going to go too far past the boundary to do that.
Yeah, I think he was off balance when he was throwing it as well, so he couldn't control the
He's done
back.
very, very well with that. 109 for 7. Overton off the mark then with 2. Chimera in again. Past the umpire and swung away by Overton, but that's gone up rather than forward, and that's going to be out.
For fuck's sake.
Caught at cover.
Pathetic. Apart from this little innings in between, it's all been really quite crap. Lots of slower balls have really done it for England here, haven't they?
Yeah.
Well,
he's got a real box of tricks, this guy.
There's another one out the back of the hand.
Back of the hand, yeah. And he's just played too early. Just spooned it up in the air. Yeah, it's no good thinking about what you should have done now. Is it, Jamie?
No.
Rehearsing what you should have done, but you're out, mate. Again.
Wow, it's all split decisions, isn't it? I mean, it's good bowling, essentially. You're fooling the bowler. The bat, I think it's coming at full pace. It's coming out the side of the hand.
Very skillful.
I must admit, it's quite nice to see a T20 game where the bowlers are in the game.
Well, yeah.
Rather than this sort of endless
hit-a-thon.
How far can I whack it?
Well, that's what the Indian half of the World T20 will be, one imagines.
Yes.
Next man in. You can speak over it, John.
And he just plays it out into the offside. No run. And that's the end of the over, 109 for 8.
And Hill can turn it. And Hill can turn it both ways. And Hill can turn it. And Hill can turn it both ways. And Hill can turn it on the 45.
Oh, all the old DJ skills there from Bear. Jamie Wilson replying to Jamil Durrani's suggestions that Pakistan are on the way up says yes, they're improving, and Jamie adds, I'll be keen to see how Afghanistan do, as I think their spins will be hard to read for some batters. Their batting probably won't be consistent enough to win it though. Tim Wilton Davis says Tim Peake, astronaut and Australian cricketer, and adds Warren took a hat-trick in Sri Lanka, I heard, indeed. Oh, this is nice now. John O'Gorman says, loving your work, Gorillas. Really got into it over the Ashes along with the kids. Loved the Cameron Green jingle. They also now love saying fuck and shit, but you can't win them all.
Well, you know, we try and teach them something.
Yes.
George McPherson. Now, what do we think George McPherson's take on this will be? Poor performance from England is going to be a loss for them. I think that's probably a fair diagnosis, George.
I think that's probably fair enough.
I think that's probably a little unfair on the Sri Lankan bowlers, to be honest.
Well, this is George McPherson, who's
used the pitch well.
Is to take a dim view of England.
Oh my word, that's an awful delivery, and that's a wide. It was almost a no ball. That almost didn't pitch on the cut strip. Dreadful from Pathrana.
Well,
don't know what he was trying to do there, really.
Sammy Curran's still there, isn't he? And he's on 48.
Is he?
He had a big couple of overs. What's the record for what's that bloke who scored X percentage of runs? The Bannerman.
Oh, the Bannerman. He can't do the Bannerman. That's about 67.8%, I think.
Well, he's nearly at 50 at the moment.
Oh, he's waved at that one. That was pretty wide of the off stump as well. Doesn't make contact, goes through the keeper.
I mean, I imagine
no run.
30 or 2 overs might get him now. That would be 78 of... Oh no, because I suppose the score goes up at the other end as well, doesn't it?
The incredible thing about Charles Bannerman was not only did he open in the very first test match, not only did he have the Bannerman, but still nobody has scored more on debut for Australia than Charles Bannerman in the very first test.
Wow.
For Australia.
That's amazing, isn't it?
What did he
I
get?
think Kepler Wessels got within a couple. And I think Archie Jackson, is it? He got close.
Pathrana again. This is played away on the leg side by Curran. He's coming... Well, he thought about coming back for 2. Didn't do so. So it's just 1. What do you make of Mr. Pathrana's action, chaps?
Well, as I said earlier, I think he grew up in a time when Malinga was probably in his pomp, and that he taught himself how to bowl like Malinga, and has never changed since.
So he taught himself to throw it then?
Well, he's not... No, I don't think he's throwing
Throw it? He's got a straight arm.
He's got a straight arm. I don't think he's throwing it at all. It's just a strange angle, isn't it?
It's just weird. Yeah.
Weird, but as long as you've got a straight arm, you can do what you want, I think, as long as it's above the perpendicular. I think. Maybe not even that, as long as it's straight.
Oh, it's very...
Here is Pathrana again, and this is dabbed out on the offside. Sure, my word. That was a run of some desperation. I did get home.
The thing is that you actually hinder yourself by bowling that way, because it's much harder to control a ball by bowling it horizontally than vertically.
Yeah, and you don't have as much control, but the one thing you can get is horrendous amounts of swing doing that.
You can do that, yeah.
England were fortunate on that last run that the fielder slipped as he went to field the ball.
He wasn't even in the picture, was he?
If he'd picked it up cleanly, I think that would have been good night nurse, but...
Well, he still had to hit the stumps.
Well, yeah, but he had quite a few to aim at. There's Pathrana again, and this is pushed up through mid-on by Sammy Curran. And still only 1. Return throw, hit the stumps, actually. Fortunately, Curran's back grounded, and he goes to 50.
Well done.
50 from 44 balls.
Good effort.
Curran.
Stop, just because you got to 50. Don't stop, treat it as a start. You can use this to get a better score. The first 50's done, the first 50
he's done. Ooh, don't look back.
England under 19s have won.
Yay!
By 27 runs. Katharana is in, and this is swung away by Rashid into the leg side. Just a single.
Curran on strike for the
8.
last ball.
7 balls left. Well, even to get to 130 now is going to take an effort, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I don't even think they're going to get there. I think they're even going to get to 120. Who was the last man out? Was it Peak?
Peak was the last man out for exactly 100.
Bowled, caught, run out.
He was caught.
Going for the big hit. It was bound to happen eventually.
Caught by Morgan off the bowling of Minto.
Minto. There was a Scott Minto. Scott Minto used to play for Charlton.
He did, indeed, yeah. Be interesting to see if that's any relation, won't it?
Probably.
This is
that's a good shot.
Away for 4 runs behind square. That's a lovely shot from Curran.
That was a very clever shot. He didn't try and hit it too hard, did he? Just guided it. Knew there was a gap down there.
Well played. 118 for 8 with 1 over to come.
That's the guy who was at Gould on his own in COVID, wasn't it? He got interviewed all over the news.
Oh, is that guy, is it?
Yeah,
Right.
the guy with the colourful shirt.
Yeah. The only... Yes, that's right. I've been to Gould, and it looks lovely when you see pictures of it, and then when you actually get to ground level, as it were, there's an extremely fast roundabout all the way outside. And it's rather less picturesque up close, but it's quite nice from the battlements.
Be quite interesting if Minto was related to Scott Minto.
Would be, yes.
Bearing in mind that you've already got Albert, who's related to Jimmy White.
Yes, that's true.
Anyway, in comes Chimera to bowl the last over, and this is spooned away over the wicketkeeper's head.
Lovely.
And away for 4
Well
by Rashid.
batted, sir.
Just four.
It was premeditated that, but the ball was of the right length to allow him to play the shot. He walked right across and took it off stump.
It was a very good shot. Mike Gatting's brother Steve was...
He was a footballer, wasn't he? Yeah.
Good player for Brighton.
Indeed. Brighton
Yes.
and Hove Albion. Yeah, indeed. Absolutely. Aha. Aha. Well, I should be commentating on a football match this weekend, featuring
Which
the
one?
son of Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Oh, really?
Swung away into the deep. I think it's going to pitch in front of the fielder. It is, because it only reached the edge of the circle. He played at it too early and sort of spooned it up on the leg side.
Not a bad result for England, though, is it? 4-1.
No, because it got a 1 and it got Curran on the strike for the last 4 balls, which England will be glad of. Yeah, he sort of threw himself at that shot. I think his body was almost ahead of his bat, trying to play that. And, didn't reach the fielder. So how many can Curran get off these last 4 balls? We wonder. Certainly been a fine effort by him, regardless of what England achieve. A few adjustments in the field, I think.
Yeah, there's always battles within battles in cricket, isn't there? Sam Curran's done his credentials, no harm at all in this match.
He's a very combative cricketer, isn't he?
Yeah.
Curran.
I mean, he was man of the match in a World Cup final. Let's not forget, only a couple of years.
Absolutely. In this format, he's a very useful man to have. Oh, Chimera has a false start. Took about 4 or 5 strides and then thought maybe not.
Got a long old run.
It is a long old run for a T20 game. God.
Yeah, and also for a guy who bowls mostly slower balls.
Yeah.
It's running in for the boundary.
It's the deception, that's what it is. He's in and he bowls, and that
wide, surely.
beats Curran.
Not a wide? I thought that was a wide.
I don't think so.
Apparently not. I think Curran was slightly outside the line of off stump. That may have influenced the umpire. Oh no, looking at that again.
That was very much a wide, I thought.
I think that should have been a wide, yeah. I'm in your camp there, Bear.
Curran's not impressed.
No, I don't think he is. Well, Sri Lankan fielders were impressed. They're all applauding. Here's Jamira again, and Curran swings at this.
That's a great
over
shot.
extra cover.
Excellent shot.
4 runs, lovely shot. That's a magnificent stroke. Lovely sort of flamboyant swish from Curran.
That's kind of up there, wasn't it? In the block hole, wide, let them free the arms, get it over the top.
Get your foot somewhere vaguely close and all hands. Lovely shot though. So 4 more onto the total, 127 for 8. 2 balls left, I think.
Yep.
Not enough for England. You wouldn't have thought. But anyway.
No, well, indeed not, no.
Jamira once more. Into Curran. Oh, that's miles wide of the stumps. And he slashed it straight down the fielder's throat. Oh, dear.
That's upsetting.
Yeah. Caught at third. Wide third. That's a shame, because obviously, normally, if you leave that, that's a wide. But
He probably felt he couldn't trust the umpire after the previous.
well, exactly, after the call earlier in the over. So he thought he'd better have a swing at it. He got the outside edge, and it carried all the way to deep third.
Caught that pretty well, really, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Now you're gone. Oh.
58 or 48, considering we're on 127 score. You missed out the super chat we had, Borthy.
Did I? Yeah. Oh, well, I'll tell you why. Because my screen is frozen. I've got Banana Brooks at 2:10 as my last one, so I'm assuming I'm missing 9 minutes somewhere. Sorry about that.
That's okay. It's Jay Grover for £2. He said he has a cracking idea for a Tim Peaked, i.e. Pete, jingle.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, great stuff. Okay, I always like to hear from you, Jay.
Very good.
I wonder why I froze.
Exactly what we expect from Mr. Grover.
Well, exactly.
Exactly what we expect. But yeah, fine innings by Curran, which has given England an air of respectability. This last ball is bunted over the bowler's head. They just run through for a single, so 128 for 9 is where England are going to stop, which is nowhere near enough.
Right, it's not nearly enough.
I would not have thought.
At one point, I thought we were going to be out for about 80, however. So.
Well, yeah, there is that. Without Curran, we would have been.
Yeah.
So, are you going to take us through the card, Bear?
I could do that if you so wish. England chose to bat and were shit. And the scorecard reads as follows.
Now you're leading that youngster astray again.
I know. Well, someone has to teach them, don't they? Josh Butler actually bowled quite well. Was eventually bowled Teak Sharna for 25 off 21. Ben Duckett was out first ball that he faced, LBW Chamira. And for some reason, the umpire didn't give it out, but it was absolutely stone dead plumb. Jacob Bethel was caught. Mendes Kusal bowled Patarana for 3 off 7. Tom Banton was bowled Wellalage for 7 off 7. Harry Brook was caught Leonage by bowled Patarana for 4 off 3. Sam Curran, as we just saw, was out the penultimate ball, but he batted well. Caught Sanka bowled Chamira for 58 or 48, the only score in the innings. In fact, only 3 people got to double figures. Will Jacks got 3 or 4. He was caught Sanka bowled Chamira. Liam Dawson caught Kusal Mendes bowled Chamira for 14 off of 20. Jamie Overton lasted 3 balls and was out for 2. Courtley and Arge bowled Chamira, and Adil Rashid not out, 7 off of 5, and Luke Wood not out, 1 off 1. Bowling figures.
Well, I was going to say we should salute Chamira, shouldn't we?
Yeah, Chamira got 5 for 24
well
off 4 overs. Dasan Shanaka 3 overs, no maidens, none for 23. Matshifa Patarana with 4 overs, 2 for 27. Dennis Welagage 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 28. Mahesh Tikshana 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 16, and Kamindu Mendes just bowled the 1 over that went for 9. And that about wraps it up. We're going to have a little quick break, and then we'll be back for what we presumably will be a Sri Lankan walkover.
I'll just very quickly, Bear, because there's about 3 or 4 messages. I'll just rattle through them. Jamie Wilson, get the fucking well done, lads. Tim Wilton Davis with Mr. J. John Gorman says Scott Minto played with Benfica. And Tim Wilton Davis finally. James Minto's dad was chatting to us on Durham Stream last season.
Okie dokie. We'll see you shortly.
See you later.
All right. Bye.
Yeah.
I don't know, Crowborough or whatever Surrey League side you played who were actually outside, were of actual village. There was fuck all else to do in the village, and the side was full of 20-year-olds because that was an actual social meeting point.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's different in England. It just really is. And we don't have that culture, particularly. And the sport is going to suffer because of it. And the fact that it's not on bloody national telly when it should be a national sport, and it was overtaken off the whitelist is one of the biggest crimes going.
Definitely. Definitely.
Right. Okay. So I think we all do need to ring the last orders bell. Let's talk very quickly about Sri Lanka and what can we expect. I mean, certainly I'm quite looking forward to covering it because it's a change of gear, it's a change of pace. We start off with some ODIs, which still gives us plenty of time to
3 ODIs and 3
chat
T20s,
away to our audience.
isn't it?
Do you know the last time England won in Colombo in an ODI?
No.
Oh, tell us.
I'll tell you. I had it in front of me a second ago. Back in 2007, they've lost the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in Colombo. Overall, they've only won there twice in
Time to
14
win.
games.
Well, these
Most of
things
those
can
defeats
change.
were big defeats as well. 107 runs, 10 wickets.
Well, I was going to say, going back to
219 runs.
Well,
in
going back to
2018.
2007 and probably through to about 2014, they'd have had Sangakkara, Jayawardene, Dilshan, Muralitharan at home. Yeah, I can't imagine we did win that many times during that period.
Well, maybe it's
we were
time for
pretty
change.
shit.
New Zealand yesterday won their first ODI
did. Well
in
done, them.
India in a very long time. So, you know, you can turn things around.
Is it partly that with the work, are we contractually obliged to play some ODIs? Surely, just ahead of a world T20 championship on the subcontinent, the one thing you'd want is as much T20 practice as you could get.
Well, we play ODIs.
Why are we playing the ODIs just out of interest? Do we have to?
England play
Really?
ODIs like T20s anyway. We're always out in about 30 overs, so that's about all they manage.
Well, you could say the same for test matches.
Yeah,
Well,
test
exactly.
matches.
I think we are, aren't we? It's all part of the, isn't it? Isn't it all part of the qualifying for the next World Cup? Nonce. You got to play a certain amount of ODIs against a certain amount of people. So
No, I think England's already qualified.
no, I think we're 8th, aren't we? In the fucking.
But
we're
I
just
thought
about hanging
the
on.
line had been drawn. I thought the line had already been drawn. Oh, maybe.
What, for the next World Cup? When's the next World Cup? Not for about
It's
2.5
about
years.
18 months or so, I think.
God, it's in South Africa though next time, isn't it?
South Africa,
No,
Namibia,
we still
and
do need to win a
Zimbabwe,
few
yeah.
to qualify. I know that. We're
Oh,
not,
right.
We're,
Okay.
we're not nailed on. So England have to, but they don't have a great record in Sri Lanka in winning ODIs at all.
No.
So it may be a backward step, and it looks like we're going to have to do it without
Adil Rashid
Rashid and or Rayan Ahmed. which is probably a can of worms we don't want to be opening because we'll be here for another 2 hours.
Yeah, going to be a little bit of a loss.
Yeah, he's going to be a massive loss, isn't he? A huge loss. Is it? Well, we'll have him back for the World T20. I mean, he can't go on forever either, isn't it? I mean, we got.
No, I know.
I mean, this is probably his last. Mind you, as we were talking about earlier, the World T20 seems to be every 2 years these days. Which I was thinking about the other day, actually. I was thinking, why don't we have a World T20 every other year instead of the fucking IPL? At least then there's something on it and it's interesting, and it'll be shorter.
Well, on that note,
you wish. Sorry, just to correct something, I was completely wrong. The ODI qualifiers will be determined as at the 31st of March 2027. The top 8 ranked teams will qualify.
Automatically qualify, yeah.
And England, ranking-wise at the moment,
8th.
By no means locked and loaded.
No, but we're
game.
Below us are the West Indies, aren't they? And they're quite a long way below us.
Yeah, and Bangladesh, I think.
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyway, look, it really is time to not just last orders, but to ring the time bell.
I've knocked down my port and brandy.
Annie has been quietly chugging several port and brandy.
I still got a little bit of my half bottle of gin left.
I think collectively, if we were parents for the England cricket team, we'd just be going, do you know what? We're really disappointed.
Yeah.
We're really disappointed in you. Not on behalf of the 40,000 cricket fans who wanted to go and see you, on behalf of the game of Test cricket, which we want to be successful, on behalf of Cricket Australia, who's lost millions on the back.
Well, I don't care about that.
Don't blame them for. They brought that on themselves, possibly in Brisbane, but Brisbane wasn't one of them. Brisbane, bizarrely, went to 5 days. Do you know what? We're really disappointed.
Yeah.
Right, the bear is indisposed at the moment, but he'll be with us soon. So I'm slightly holding the fort here, and Jazz, you're rather better at holding the fort than I am. So I don't know if you have any comments on England's very much after the Lord Mayor's show batting display there.
Well, I didn't see the last 5 overs because I was distracted by a conversation and by the under-19s game.
Oh yes,
but. It was pretty ordinary stuff, but I do think that they had real problem reading the wicket in terms of its pace. And England are not suited to a wicket that lacks pace, it seems to me.
No, I don't think they are. Of course, not many batters are. It's just that some are able much better to deal with it. And as we see some of England's dismissals popping up catches through the shots too early, that shows that England have more of a problem than lots of other batting lineups. I think England got over the line in the under-19s. I think Mervyn Peake was scoring 100 for Australia, but he couldn't quite chase down England's total. So it was Gorman Gast in Australia and Gorman Ghastly in Pallekele. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it.
Peak Mervyn, isn't it?
Peak Mervyn, indeed.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm trying to think. That makes me tight as ground.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, I tried reading that when I was a teenager, and I just couldn't get into it.
I loved it. I haven't read it for 50 years or something.
Yeah, I think it's. I've mentioned it a few times. I'm not really a fantasy novel reader. I mean, I did like Alistair Gray's stuff. Lanark. And his Poor Things, which was made.
So how did you do with the Lord of the Rings? Then?
Well, I did read it when I was about 14 or 15, and even then I felt a little too old for it. Not because it's not inconsequential, but because it was missing so much of what makes life exciting, like sex and relationships and stuff like this.
At the age of 14, you were very precocious.
Well, I wasn't, but I was aware that it was out there, and I was keen to find out more about it. I did read because at
reading
school,
The Lord of the Rings is the last place to look.
Well, I read Jane Austen at school. I read Pride and Prejudice when I was 15. I'd never actually spoken to a woman at that point to whom I wasn't related, and so it went completely over my head. And then I read it again at 23, and I found out why people talked about it the way they did. So at 23, maybe I was precocious, appreciating and loving Jane Austen, but no, The Lord of the Rings I left to others. Well, the bear is back. So I think he's going to sort of cue in who gets cued in. I'll give you the first.
Me and Ed and Ishan.
Yeah, so I'll just give you the first ball, which is wide of off stump from Luke Wood, who is left arm over and bustles in, and one is taken by Partam Nisanka. So that's 128 now for the Lankans to get a consolation victory, and I'll hand it over to the powers that be.
It's Ed's on ball by ball. Welcome, Ed.
Hello, it's good to be back. We've got an interesting equation here. Luke Wood on to bowl. Someone who I'm quite a big fan of. Bowls quite well for Lancashire. Good to have the left armour in this format, I think. Facing up against two very powerful openers. He bowls a very good delivery, second ball. Nothing Mashara could do about that. Squares him up. And it goes through to the keeper. No run.
Focusing on the crowd, there seems to be a lot of very pissed English people in the crowd.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that's
like
not
the lack
new,
of things
is
to
it?
celebrate. Yeah. They find a way.
Drowning their sorrows.
Yeah.
We're a bit short of Ishan, but never mind, we shall survive.
Yeah, he'll be on his way, I imagine. Luke Wood in again. Oh, and this one's been chipped up, and it's going to be out. It is. An early wicket, it's much needed. Mashara goes for a duck. Good delivery, but one of the ones that hangs in the pitch again. So we saw that a few times with England batters, mainly to Will Jacks. And Luke Wood gets an early scout, much needed for England to defend a very low total.
Well, particularly, given the fact that Sri Lanka relies so heavily on their first three batters, to get one of them so early is a significant breakthrough. But again, you're right. I think that held up in the pitch a bit. He mistimed it as a result. I think this is actually going to be a very difficult target to chase down.
I think it's going to be very difficult. I mean, if England get some wicket, I'll sit in for Ish. Oh, here he is. He's just turned up. I was going to say I'll sit in for him, but he's just turned up. I'll get him on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the pitch plays out for the rest of this innings, because if the ball is plugging, be in all sorts of trouble. Luke Wood eyeing up a World Cup spot, World Cup minutes, I should say.
I'll tell you something that surprised me. I noticed Pang is in the squad, and he's in the World Cup squad, but he's not played a game. It seems a bit weird.
Yeah, hard to explain, really. You'd feel like they'd be giving everyone games, especially in a dead rubber. Maybe there's something going on there. Ishan's with us. Hello.
Hey.
Are you with us?
Yeah.
1 for 1 after 3 deliveries.
Not to say I didn't see this coming at all, I'm not going to lie to you. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
Kusal Menes is in. Good record in the format. Best of 86.
This is where Gary Neville comes in. It's just, this is the one, this is the banker.
Yeah. The dot ball from Luke Wood again. Good area. Facing up to the right hander, bowling across him. We're seeing that wicket again. Ugly hack. And Duckett does the rest. He's dropped a few recently, Ben Duckett, but he holds on to that one.
Just too very good, I think. Trying to get a boundary from the first off itself. Don't think it works that way.
2 balls left in the over. Luke Wood in again. Oh, it's on his toes, but that will go away for 4. That's the first boundary of the innings. Mendes did well to whip that away, but it was on his toes. Not a bad area, but it does enough to get some bat on it, and it races away to final leg for 4. 5 for 1 with 1 ball left in the opening over.
Honestly, I said when I came on before that if they get even like 130, it was going to be a good innings. I did not expect that from them, even that. But I mean, can't be affording to lose runs like this if they have just 130 on the board.
It's true. Yeah, got to be very tight. His last ball though, that's much better, and that'll be a dot. Decent work from Luke Wood there. We see kind of why the England selectors do like him. Good pace, good line for the most part, and takes a wicket. So 5 for 1 after 1. Messi, we got anything on socials?
Well, there's been some discussion about David Lloyd George during the break. I'm not quite sure why.
I think someone had met knew someone's dad, David West, maybe. I don't know.
Well, there was that song, Lloyd George Knew My Father, wasn't it? But strange Welshman. Paul Higginbotham says, and we're off. Lockie Six says, Mervyn, son of Alvin. I don't think that was the Mervyn we were talking about. Mervyn Peake was a strange fella. I read strange books, but if you're into gothic fantasy, it's just your thing.
Dawson is on for the second over. I think they know that pace might not be the way forward, despite the success that Sri Lanka have had with it. Not risking, an expensive Jamie Overton over or something like that. No Archer in the side. I'm sure he would be bowling if he was available right now. Dawson in, and Lanka can only prod back to him. Dot ball to start.
The good thing about a small total is you haven't got the scoreboard pressure on them.
True. Yeah. Dawson in. And Lanka is not going to get anything here either. I always think when the scores are low, sometimes the teams do invite too much pressure onto themselves. They can be a bit passive in the power play, and then let that not necessarily let the run rate build, but just not find their timing. Lanka does go for a kind of a sweep, but nothing doing there. He picks out Luke Wood in the field. 3 dots to start for Dawson.
Really a tale of two evils, isn't it? Like you've got two throwers playing against each other, so you have no idea who's actually going to win in this game.
Yeah.
A bit confusing.
Lanka's been deadly this series, but struggles to get away until then. It's well stopped at third man. Short third, to say. Sam Curran doing the fielding. Harry Brook applauds it in the field. And no run. That was in a good area. Dabbed down and then well fielded. It was excellent. This one's driven away, but stopped again inside the ring. An extra offside coverage at the minute doing wonders. Jacob Battle this time.
Yeah, these are the runs they'll have to actually try and save on, because I think these extra 1 or 2 runs that a misfield might cause might actually end up losing them the match. So you have to keep it tight, especially in the infield where they have too many players already.
Yeah. The final ball coming up from Dawson. It's been a very tight over, just 1 so far. Can he hold on? He does. Yeah, dot ball to finish. Excellent stuff from Dawson. Using all his experience there. 6 for 1 after 2.
On the theme of Mervyn, Eric J says Mervyn Stardust. Makes me think actually of Marvin the paranoid android, one of my favourite fictional characters, to be honest. Lockie Six says Swervin Mervyn Hughes. Banana Brook says WD-40. Yes, Cackney the Knots Academy. What the fuck was that in relation to? I've got no idea, Banana Brooks. Why into WD-40? I'm all over the place. Useful product.
Yeah. Luke Wood on again. And the Lanka drives, but he'll beat the inner ring and get 1. Banton doing the fielding out in the deep this time. It'd be an interesting World Cup for the pace bowlers, I think. Because away from Archer, you worry that all of them have the tendency to go for a few. The likes of Rashid and Dawson are much more likely to be consistently economical. But it's a bit of a lottery with the pace bowlers, I think, and it could very well be the story of England's World Cup.
Especially in India, where T20 pitches tend to be a bit of a baptism paradise, don't they?
They do, yeah.
On top of that, I feel like England bowlers have a bit of experience of playing in India as well to the IPL, especially your main bowlers like even Jofra Archer, for example. So I feel like the fact that it's already tried in tested conditions, it might actually help them.
That's very true. Yeah, it's very possible.
Yeah. I mean, I think Jofra has the advantage of real pace, which does make it a bit harder. Yeah. But when you've got someone, just bowling 80, 85, it's so much easier to hit on a nice batting pitch.
True. Not driven, but does not beat the fielder again. Mendes might be getting a bit frustrated here. Struggling to beat the inner circle. 4 off 7 now. Luke Wood halfway through this second over, 1 for 6. Yeah, it's interesting because someone like Sam Curran relies so much on his variations. When he bowls in England, you see him bowl these ridiculously slow deliveries. I don't know if he'll have the sheer balls to try it in India, maybe. But it could be very interesting. Luke Wood in again. That's a good area again. No run. Trying to drive it out to the offside, but there's nothing doing at the minute. The required rate slowly creeping up, just north of 7 now.
Well, we thought England's start was slow. This is even slower.
It is, yeah. We're seeing Dawson's deliveries again.
Yeah. I feel like they have to take it slow because they're just so used to tumbling as the game starts. So I feel like there has to be some stability from the start, which is good. But boring for the viewer, that's it.
Luke Wood in again, driven. This time he will get one single. Similar shots to the first of the over. It just carves it out into the deep in the offside, and they'll walk through. Just one ball left, 8 for 1. Yeah, I guess knowing that this top 3 are the real dangers, they might be a little bit more cautious in the power play and in the opening half, maybe, just to make sure they're the guys in. We're going to do the heavy lifting of the chase. Well, we'll say that, and the second goes for a big swing, and it's short, fielded by Brethel. He doesn't quite get there on the return. Wow. Brethel tried to claw it back over the ropes and then take the return catch. He does the first part very well, getting a hand to it. But as he tries to fend it back over the rope, he himself doesn't quite get there, and the ball trickles into the boundary edge. So it is a 6. It's a good effort, but not. Misaki got just too much on it. Very unlucky. Luke Wood 1 for 13 off 2. The score's 14 for 1. Much needed big boundary for Nasanka to get himself going.
Lockie 6 says this pitch must be a real bugger. Well, I think it is a bit. Banana Brook says, look, Wood was born in Sheffield, so does that make him like Yorkshire? Well, you're lucky Jay's not here. He'd have your guts for Carter suggesting Sheffield was anything other than full Yorkshire. Shining Knight reckons England are about 10 or so short. It'd be interesting.
Yeah. It's one of those chases that might unravel very quickly or fly through, I think. Overton is on. He goes for a single the first ball. Mendes just tucking it into the onside.
Well, it's good to see they've learned from their mistakes and decided not to open with Curran.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, that was a 6 anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, Bethel did very well to kind of hold on. If he had any support, he'd have thrown it back to them. But because he knew he had to do it himself.
No. When he caught the ball, his leg touched the boundary.
Oh, was it on the boundary anyway? Whoa, this big shot from Nasanka. Goes for another 6. Jamie Overton proving my point about his tendency to be a bit expensive. Not a great delivery, and Nasanka hacks it into the onside. 15 off 8 he moves to. Overton looks frustrated with himself, as he often does when I'm watching him.
I think he's only got the one expression. It's just we interpret it differently depending on the circumstance.
It's probably true. It's a better ball this time, but it'll still be a single. I think backing away, but Overton follows and can only get one for it.
I feel like them letting Mendes settle down a bit is what might actually be their downfall, because I feel like getting him out first is what they should prioritize on, because I think he's the least likely to tumble down as the game goes on. Everyone else will keep on trying to hit the ball and then eventually get out. I feel like if he stays is where the run chase will eventually go Sri Lanka's way.
Oh, that's a good shot. Carving through the offside. Mendes moves to 10. Yeah, that's not a great delivery from Overton again. Just in that area that you know you can have a swing. And he's timed that very nicely. Flown through the offside backwards a point. And he moves to 10. 26 for 1. It's already an expensive over here from Overton. Yeah, it's just on 5th stump line and that's slightly too easy. Good length to hit. And he's done just that. There's that expression he alluded to. And he comes. Can he get out of this over without going for more? Not really. It's going to be another 2, I reckon. No, just 1. Luke Wood doing the fielding in the end after third man. 13 already off Overton's 5 deliveries.
Yeah, that's a lot in this sort of run chase, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, we need.
They're at such a low score that they don't really need an anchoring job. They can just have a few people whack it for a few overs. Over to the last ball, slightly better, but easy enough to work away for a single. Lankan moves 17, Mendes is 11, 28 for 1 off 4. That's a bad over for as far as England are concerned.
As Shining Knight says, 6-1-6, those are some valuable runs to help ease the pressure off the batsman. Is Joss really the most capped English cricketer? Impressive, honestly. Yes, he is. I think it's now 403 caps for England, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, he overtook Jimmy Anderson last T20.
You should be weighting those caps, shouldn't you?
Yes.
You should get 10 points for a test.
Agreed.
2 points for an ODI and 1 point for a T20 or something.
Butler representing in all 3 formats, and I think he is England's greatest white ball player ever, really. I think he has truly been something for this side. You know, they had that kind of rejuvenation with Owen Morgan as captain. Turn the ship around, and Butler was a huge part of that.
As Shining Knight says, justice for Jimmy.
We're back underway already, I think. And Dawson has been pummeled in his first ball of his second over. Nasanka takes him for an easy 6 into the leg side. Just an effortless stroke, really. Yeah, a good area. Down on one knee. It just has a very pure swing.
That was too easy. That was too easy for him.
It's a decent sized boundary as well, as he's done a good effort to get it that far back. 34 for 1. Oh, it's been mistimed, and there might be his undoing. It is.
Yes.
Well, Jacks takes the catch, I believe that is. Dawson gets his wicket, bounces back after a poor delivery, but that's very important to have Nasanka go striking very quickly again. 23 off 12 is about, well, seems like he does that every innings. He starts at that pace at least. He's gone now, much needed wicket if England are to claw their way back into this one. Yeah, he just goes for another slog.
This is what their whole batting lineup is so susceptible to. I feel like they just try to go for glory as soon as a ball comes to them, but then they just end up mishitting it, mistiming it, and then it eventually head out. I feel like this is what their problem is. And if England don't get Mendes out, like the moment England get Mendes out, they're fully fine, I think. Because everyone else is just susceptible to getting out really quickly.
It's true. Yeah. See how it goes. Not an amazing shot there from Nasanka. No. Guilty a bit of the Harry Brook syndrome of getting a big one and going again.
This sort of score, you just don't need to do that.
No, agreed. But it has had an excellent series, in my opinion, across the 2 formats. It'll be one to watch in the World Cup for sure at home.
So there's a cheer squad. Banana Brooks says, get Rash on. Tim Wilton Davis says, can Rash bowl 20 overs? Perhaps I was Rash, says Banana Brooks. Shining Knight says, if England want to give Bashir a few reps, bowling in Sri Lanka should help them, right? Or are they looking somewhere else for their spinning future?
Rathnaicker gets off the mark with a quick single. Looked for 2 there. Dawson bowling, and yeah, he did well to get that away. It's his 3rd match now for Rathnaicker, I believe. Mendes is on strike now. And we can work that into the leg side for a quick single again. I'm not sure about that Bashir comment. I think it's hard to tell whether England. I don't think England will ever move on fully from someone like that when he is at the age he is. But I'm not sure he's ever a part of their white ball plans. That's for sure.
No,
we'll get onto that. It's a good shot for no run there from Rathnaicker. He can't beat the fielder, but did well to back away and then make something of it. In that dismissal, there was more turn than it initially seemed by the looks of things, which Jack did well to take the catch. More easy singles into the leg side, and that will finish off the over, I think, and that will be 9 runs from it. Dawson 1 for 10 off 2, Sri Lanka 37 for 2. That's our 5 over stint done. We'll go to US Shan and then we'll get some socials.
Anyone else online?
So Bennett is on board by a ball. Welcome, Bennett.
Hello there. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today?
Well, thank you. I'm staying on instead of 40, and Bear is supposed to be on with you.
Fantastic. Until Bear comes in, let's have a quick chat lesson. So, what a great...
You're very quiet, Bennett.
Oh, sorry.
That's better.
Is it better?
Yeah, much better.
Fantastic. Yeah, for those of you who joined in, Sri Lanka have lost 4 wickets. The wickets of Nisanka for 23 and Kamil Mishra was out without scoring. A great day today for Sri Lanka because tomorrow is Independence Day. And they did very well to get England 128 for 9 in the 20 overs. It's Sam Curran. He's had a great day with the bat. This one's outside the off stump on the back foot. Goes Pawan Rathnaicker into the covers, no chance of a run. Pawan Rathnaicker certainly has done himself really well. Were actually with England, he had done 100 in the ODI series and has been included in the team. On the back of that, Dhananjaya De Silva was the one making way for Pawan Rathnaicker. He was batting at number 6 or 7. The ODI has been promotion number 4. He had a good outing earlier on. This was short outside the off stump by Sam Curran, and on the back foot goes Pawan Rathnaicker. Snaps this one over the short point towards the third man kind of area with a friend. So Sri Lanka cruising on to 41 for 2.
Have you got a headset?
Still low.
No, you're just cutting out. Your sound is not very good.
Oh dear, okay. This is a new laptop, so I'm not sure what's going on.
It's just the fact that you're using the laptop microphone. They're never that good.
I see. Okay.
Need to get yourself a headset. We keep telling you this, and you never do it.
The closer you stay to the laptop, the better, Bennett.
I don't like the headsets on my ear. It's just like.
Well, yes, but you
get used to it.
You get used to it, and it makes the program better.
Exactly. Absolutely. Right. So, yeah, Bear, what are your thoughts on proceedings at the moment?
Well, we're going to lose this one, aren't we? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I can't see England come back from this, but it's fine. We've won a series. It'll be a 2-1. I think it's been good prep going into the World Cup. I think England probably chose to bat to see how they were going, setting a score. I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, it depends how the wickets are going to play in Sri Lanka. I mean, England are playing most of their games in India anyway, but I mean, how's it going to be? How are the wickets going to be in Sri Lanka when the ICC sort of set it up for a World Cup?
Sam Curran bowls the next one, slightly over-pitched and plays into the covers. Pawan Rathnaicker looking good, 6 off 6. So this is the kind of a outing here when Sri Lanka plays England, Bear, that my allegiance, unfortunately or fortunately, swivels towards my roots.
Well, that's fine. We know that, Bennett. Don't you worry. But
and at least we've got someone who actually pronounces the names right.
Well, that's very true.
Outside the off stump, and Rathnaicker nudges this one skirts this one actually towards the cover air point area, and the batters go through for a single.
I mean, do you think that the ICC will come along and say it's an ICC tournament, we're going to do the pitches like this, blah blah blah? I mean, I don't think they're ever going to be pacey, particularly in Sri Lanka, but you'd imagine they're going to try and make them turn less, and they're going to be flatter.
Absolutely.
And how are Sri Lanka going to deal with that at home? You know, they're used to setting up pitches for themselves, and hopefully it won't do them too much damage. But
interested to see what will become of it. Just a week to go. On the front foot goes Mendes into the covers. No chance of run. I think the key is just what Sam Curran is doing now. Just meddling, just trying to bowl the slower balls. And we saw with Jamie Overton, pace on and off it went to space. That over. So I think again, Liam Dawson was quite subtle with his bowling as well, with the arm ball. That's the way to go about it, I think, in these pitches. As Sam Curran comes in outside the off stump, this one's nicely played towards the vacant third man area. There's no chance of the fielder there to cut it. And this is a welcome boundary for Sri Lanka. Last ball of the 6th over. Sri Lanka move out of 46 for 2. Conrad
yeah,
let me see if I can get my headset.
Okay.
Leah says the argument of most capped best player doesn't hold up, because then I'd argue that Joe Denley's Test career is better than Root's on account of never having lost the Ashes series. Well, I've never lost the Ashes series either.
No. I mean, my Test career is safe.
Yeah. Tim Wilton Davis says Bashir will play Test this summer. He probably will. He's playing county cricket too, right? Says Shining Knight. And he's only in 22. He's got a long way ahead of him, red ball wise at least. Yeah. He's going to be bowling spin in Derby, which is probably a good place for him to actually get some training in.
Well, certainly get some overs in. We're going to have a new bowler. It's going to be
Adel Rashid on the 45. Adel Rashid on the 45. Adel Rashid on the 45.
And while we wait for Bennett to come back, tosses the first one up. Down the track comes Ratnayaka. Drives it up to long off, and there'll be a single. I reckon they'll do this in 13 to 15 overs. If they don't lose wickets.
Yeah. Because, Sri Lanka are a bit like 3-out all-out. So I'm not as confident as you are that it's all over.
Wow, that turned a mile.
Far out.
Tossed up by Adil Rashid, and turned a mile.
Back, gents, is it a lot more clearer now?
Yes.
Oh, much better.
Fantastic. Sorry, viewers out there. Just a bit of a technical thing with my phone. This beautiful delivery, magician. Adil Rashid onto the attack outside the off stump. Lots of turn there, Bear.
Yeah, lots of turn.
And, he's actually a sort of a magical bowler, isn't he? He's bowled beautifully. I mean, he's so experienced, and he knows how to vary the pace depending on the pitch. And then he's really made spin bowling look so skillful on this outside the off stump again, and nice turn on the back foot goes Ratnayake, pushes into the deep cover area, and the batters go through for a single. Pawan Ratnayake, one of the better players of spin bowling in the Sri Lankan side. He uses his feet nicely, and certainly he's not strike. Sorry, it was Kusal Mendes who took the single. This one's over pitched, and on bended knee goes Ratnayake, picking it up from outside the off stump and playing across the line towards the long on fielder Overton. The big burly Overton's there with his bucket hands at long on, waiting sort of to try and pouch on anything that goes around him, and Ratnayake moves up to 9. So Sri Lanka chasing a victory target of 129. They've got on to a good start, but they've lost wickets outside the off stump. Delicately played on the back foot, Kusal Mendes this time towards the third man area, and the batters have ample time to go through for a quick single. End of over number 7, 50 for 2. What have you got, Messi?
Sorry, Bennett sounds. This before Eric J said you sounded like when you're trying to tune into long wave radio. Tim Wilton Davis says, I predict Sussex won't win the county championship in 2026. Well, starting at minus 12 points won't help.
Why are they starting at minus 12 points?
Because of the financial
shit. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I'm surprised Durham hasn't been penalised 12 points as well, to be honest. They usually are. Ram Creek chap says, brilliant exhibition of Lankan bowling today to force England to rock bottom. And Stephen Kelk is with us. He just says, well, hello there, cuties.
Hello. This is the interesting thing, isn't it? I mean, you look at the speeds and the amount of turn.
Right, and sorry to interrupt you. So change of bowling, interesting changer. Jacob Bethel, left arm round the wicket, and bowls to Kusal Mendes, who pushes it to the long off area, and the batters go through for a single. Jacob Bethel, such a talented bowler, a super batsman, nicely slotting into the number 3 position in the
He's
test
not had a
level.
great series, though, to be fair, really.
Yeah, he has it on this occasion. I'm talking about generally as an all-round cricketer.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good addition, isn't he? He can bowl the real beautiful, lovely overs like what he's doing now with his left armers. Brings a bit of a dimension to the attack.
He's got a terrible haircut, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awful.
Youthful look as well. This one's over. Trying to york him there, but the batters looking for run number 2 there. Kusal Mendes pushing it towards the mid-wicket area. And the batters settle for 1. So England were all off to a great bowling performance by Dushmant Chamira, who came into the side today. He got 5 for 24, including a first ball duck for Ben Duckett. And ably supported by all of the other bowlers. This one's on the middle and leg stump. On the front foot goes Mendes and pushes this one towards the vacant mid-wicket area, and the batters go through for a single. Kusal Mendes is the key here. He's held the innings together on many occasions. Vast experience, talented batter for Sri Lanka, keeping wickets as well. Pawan Ratnayake, the new found prodigy of Sri Lankan batting. The middle order has always been very vulnerable for Sri Lanka. They don't want to expose that. A bit of change today. Kamindu Mendes playing instead of Dhananjaya De Silva today. This one's on the back foot, pushed into the deep mid-wicket area, and the batters go through for a single. The asking rate is well below 6. At the moment, they're going around 7 runs and over. England at this stage for 48 for 5. That wonderful rescue act by Sam Curran, 58. And Liam Dawson, 14, bringing some respectability to the England total. On the back foot, bit of turn there, and push this one toward the covers. No chance of a run. Sri Lanka 54 for 2 at the end of over 8. What have you got, Messi?
Stephen Kelk is beating a familiar drum. He says Duckett is having a tough time of him. Let him fly again. Let him bowl. Sometimes I wonder in T20 cricket if useless bowlers aren't the way to go, and hope that shit gets wickets.
Well,
particularly when it's high-scoring games. These ones not so much.
Exactly. Everyone out on the boundary, wait for the shit, slight miss hit.
Adil Rashid will be the key for England here. England looking to him to try and get a wicket or 2 to expose that fragile Sri Lankan middle order. On the back foot again. Nice, lovely, prodigious turn there from middle and leg towards the off stump, and the batters playing Adil Rashid with a lot of respect and caution. This is played towards the long on area. The batters go through for a single. So all of you Sri Lankans watching or listening to this, wishing you all a happy Independence Day tomorrow, February 4th. This one's flighted, looped in the air with a nice shape, and on the front foot goes Kusal Mendes, playing it towards the long off area, and they pick up a single. No undue risk taken, Bear. They're playing the ball on its merit.
Don't need to, though, do they, really? I mean, single, bad ball 4, that'll do it.
Exactly. As Rashid comes, this one's quicker through the air. Ratnayake, as I mentioned earlier, using his feet and not afraid to come down the track and place it towards the long off area, and he gets another single to move up to 13. Pawan Ratnayake in the local scene, his strike rate has not that been great, but his knock the second T20 knock was a really good knock to prove the selectors that he can do this game. Shortish, way outside the leg stump, and ample time for Kusal Mendes to go on the back foot, and he knew precisely where to place that ball into the gap between deep square leg and the deep mid-wicket area, and he picks up a very comfortable boundary. The last ball of this... Sorry, Bear, go on.
No.
What do you think about
Wow.
that shot?
Well, it was a good shot, but it was a shit ball, really, wasn't it? It was too short.
Indeed. On the back foot goes Mendes this time, watchfully pushing it into the deep extra cover area, and the batters go through for a single. I think, Bear, Kusal Mendes and Pawan Ratnayake looking quite solid at the moment, Bear.
Yeah. Well, there's no real pressure, is there? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, they're nearly halfway there.
Rashid ball, that's a googly! What a beautiful delivery. Did he clean him up? Yes,
he did.
And he was bowling all the leg breaks, and this one was beautifully looped in, and a prodigious googly turning in with the wrist cleans up the sound-looking Pawan Ratnayake, and Adil Rashid once again, like he's done many times over the years, gets the breakthrough for England. Sri Lanka lose their third wicket with the score 162.
Commentators curse.
Yeah, very much so. Didn't pick it, did he? At all.
He didn't pick it. The ball was flighted up and his eyes ballooned. And he was a beautiful turn, Bear. Wonderful bowling by Adil Rashid, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a class. We're going to miss him when he's done.
I'm not sure who to credit that wicket to. One of you two both saying how easily they were going. Or
well, I'll give it to Bennett.
Ramchit Chap had just sent a message saying Pawan Ratnayake, very impressive with his batting against England, has literally come out of nowhere to enter into the Lankan team into the World Cup. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, bang.
Off and away.
I'll be off at the end of this over. We'll be back on Saturday, though, for the first match of the World Cup between the USA and India. So make sure you join us then, because it's going to be a month of very full-on action.
Every day. We'll be on every bloody day.
We won't be covering every match, but there's 3 games a day at the beginning of the World Cup.
And we're covering one. Generally, we're covering anything that starts after 9 o'clock.
The last over of this spell.
Oh, my word.
What a delivery. This was Will Jacks on the leg stump, looped up. It was a lollipop, and Kusal Mendes looking to play him over the fine leg area. All he did was loop that right into the hands, the easiest of catches, the short fine fielder. I think it was Adil Rashid, and Sri Lanka again, dire straits, losing their 4th wicket with the same score on 62.
Top edge. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, no, he's out. Excellent. Top edge. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, no, he's out. Excellent. Top edge. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, no, he's out. Excellent.
So here's the interesting part, Bear. The middle order exposed. That was unnecessary, wasn't it, Bear?
Totally unnecessary. And the 2 set batsmen are now out within 2 balls. Could get interesting. I still think they should get there.
I'm giving this one to England now.
Really?
Yep.
Will Jacks gets wickets with his loose balls, doesn't he? Way outside.
Well, shit takes wickets. We all know the score.
In case you're wondering what's happening here, Sri Lanka needs 67 runs with 65 balls remaining, 6 wickets in hand. The ever familiar collapse. 2 set batsmen just gone. Pawan Ratnayake and Kusal Mendes looking solid and comfortable. Both have been out in consecutive balls in 2 different overs. England, as you may know, if you just tuned in, wondering what's going on, 128 for 9. The top scorer is Josh Butler, 25. Sam Curran matched a really, really good innings of 58 of 48, ably supported by Liam Dawson, 14 of 20. In the bowling, Dushmantha Chameera, who is playing his first match after being rested all this time. He's been cotton-wooled and kept ready for the World Cup, 5 for 24. He was pick at the bowlers, taking regular wickets and keeping the England batters in check. All of the bowlers bowled excellently well. Mahesh Theekshana, who's come back after being dropped in the second test, bowled really well through the air and off the pitch for 1 for 16. Bella Alagia 1 for 28 and Matheesh Patirana 2 for 27. In return, Sri Lanka just requiring a very moderate run rate to get. Lost Kamil Mishara off in the very first over for 0, and Pawan Ratnayake, Kusal Mendes and Pathum Nissanka are all gone. with 13, 26 and 23. So 62 for 4. What should be their game plan now, Bear? How will you go about from here?
Well, I think they've still got to just keep knocking it around. They've got wickets in hand. The run rate's not onerous by any stretch. So you just got to keep playing and playing and playing, get nearer and nearer the score. It'll put pressure on England to try and take wickets. Just don't give wickets. Just don't give wickets away, and they should really just walk. I mean, what do you think Sri Lanka's chances are in the World Cup? Are you optimistic, or are you just like, well, we'll get somewhere, but probably not there?
I mean, the thing is, I'm very optimistic because primarily because it's the home conditions for them, but rather pessimistic about the combination and the fact that they are not really still a settled side, still searching for their 12 or 13 players. This one's Will Jack's good turn there outside the off stump. Lienage, who's been a useful all-rounder for Sri Lanka in this format. It'll be good to see him making a telling contribution here. A good chance for him to prove his worth. So is Kamindu Mendes, who's just on the other side. This one's short outside the leg stump, and he tried to sweep it. Didn't get hold of it. It went up in the air a bit. Didn't go as high as would have wanted the fielder there. It was a bit deeper down. And as I was going to say, Kamindu Mendes is also brought back into this team, Bear. So he'll have a point to prove here. This one's short outside the leg stump. Lots of turn there. And trying to sweep this. Didn't get hold of it. And thought that was turning away outside that red line. So
yeah, it was. But still, he'd gone a long way across his stumps as well.
Indeed, this one's on a shorter length. On the back foot goes Lienage, watchful, tucks it towards the square leg area, and the batters go through for a single. There'll be change at the end of these two deliveries, at the end of over number 10.
There will be. It will be Gary. You're staying on.
Yeah, I'm staying on.
Ed is coming back to do some socials.
Yeah.
I predict that Sri Lanka will top their group in the World Cup, Bennett. They've got Australia, Zimbabwe, Ireland and Oman. Australia are rubbish at the moment. And in Sri Lanka, I think they'll get done.
Yeah, with those kind of the composition of that of the table, it looks quite possible. This one's short. Good turn there, Bear.
Yeah,
from Jacks.
Well, this is what I mean. I just don't think these wickets would exist in the World Cup. I just don't think they'll want wickets that turn like this. They'll want flat batting 6s and 4s, won't they? It's fucking ICC run by Jay Shah.
64 needed of 10 overs. The last ball on the back foot, pushed into the deep mid-wicket area. The batters go through for a single. End of over number 10, 65 for 4. Kamindu Mendes on 1, Lienage on 1. 60 balls remaining. That's 10 overs remaining. 64 runs to get. It's time for a change. And
catch you later.
Catch you later, Messi. Thank you, Bear. It's Gary on ball by ball. Ed, you're on socials, aren't you?
Yes, that's right.
And I'll be giving some summary. Gary, how are you doing?
Okay, Bennett. I hope you are too. Just to add to the Bears' prognosis, I think that the pitches will be rather different to this one, because if Harry Brook said the pitch for the first ODI was the worst he's ever seen, well, this is significantly more difficult than that pitch. So he might have some choice words, or if he's sensible, he'll keep his own counsel. But the other thing that will be different in the World Cup is I suspect the boundaries will be very short indeed. As Adil Rashid is in again in this wonderful spell, and he absolutely bamboozles Kamindu Mendes there because the leg break came into the left-hander and he couldn't get a bat on it. It's just been a delight to watch Adil Rashid on these pitches, though. And anybody... Rashid's in again, and he's swept hard and flat by Kamindu Mendes, and there's some good fielding by Luke Wood. He's very good there in the deep, and he restricts the Lankans to 1. Many people like me were looking to see Adil Rashid play 100 test matches. We understand that he couldn't do that with his shoulder, but boy, have we been rewarded by a white ball career that has been a delight from beginning to end. And
I would, legend, isn't he?
I would say
Gary.
He has. I would say he's playing the best cricket of his life in these last 12 months or so. And if anybody wins the World Cup for England, it's going to be Adil Rashid. It's still a stiff ask but he's got it within him. He has a slip now, but he's also been swept off middle stump by Lianaga, and he gets 4 for his trouble. So a much needed boundary there for the Lankans, who have got this matter in hand.
There's not one boy for me, I must have 2 or 3, I need 4.
But I would suggest, Bennett, they can't just let England bowl here. They have to take boundaries when they're on offer.
They have to. I would say the run rate's just around 6 runs and over, Gary. Even getting the single off every ball, rotating the strike would be a good idea rather than taking risks.
A lovely sweep there, but it's in front of square where Sam Curran does the fielding at mid-wicket, and they're through for a single. Yeah, it's not so much the run rate, I think, in these circumstances. It's the psychological impact. If you're playing out 3 singles and 3 dots in, say, 4 out of 5 overs, you don't hurt the run rate that much, but you certainly hurt your psychological state. And indeed improve the oppositions. That's outside leg stump, it's a half volley, and again it's swept hard, and again it's well fielded by Luke Wood, who's very good at getting down to these balls on a slightly bobbling outfield. It's just a single. The Lankans need 57 from 55. Kamindu and Lianga, I think, are both playing the sweep as their main form of attack and defence, and on a turning wicket that's often a good idea. Rashid to bowl the last of his 3rd over, and much slower ball. He goes back to Lianga, watches it all the way onto the bat face, but again good work from England in the deep restricts the Lankans to a single. They're 73 for 4, and we have your thoughts.
I think the key would be to try and play Adil Rashid off, Gary, because he can just, he can get 1-2 wickets in the 2 overs. That would change the whole complexion of the game. So I think Sri Lanka watchful. This partnership will be crucial.
Yeah, I think so. Ed, come in with comments as and when you can, because I know we haven't had some for a little while.
We've got round trip chat. Thanks, gentlemen, for some lovely cricket talk. That's very kind. Tim Wilson-Davies, instead of a fielding coach, England would better offer the Russian doping coach. And Lockie 6, Gary needs a white cat with a diamond necklace sitting on his lap.
Yes.
I don't know if that's Bond villainess.
I think that might be Henry Blofeld, or rather, I think it was Henry Blofeld's father was the inspiration for Ian Fleming's Bond villain in his Alpine lair, I think it was. As we're seeing Will Jacks, who turns the ball more than I expected. I've seen him a lot playing for Surrey. He doesn't often get onto ball. When he does get onto ball, he's firing them in at leg stump.
Darts.
Yeah. Whereas in this series, he's got some sympathy from the surface, and because of that, he's been prepared to rip the ball, and he's actually shows some potential as a spinner. Doesn't quite have the consistency of a top-line spinner, as this is just taken around the corner, as so much has, where Adil Rashid not only is bowling, but he's fielding about half the deliveries as well. But there's genuine turn there.
There really is.
He has been turning it quite well, hasn't he, over the last few games as well?
And to that extent, he's bowling round the wicket, right arm off spin to a right-hander, sort of pitching it on off and bringing it back in. But that was swept out to the man sweeping on the leg side, and they're through for a single. 55 off 52 is the equation. Well, I'm never quite sure that's the equation. It's more of the formula, isn't it? Unless it's 55 off 52 equals 1 for the victory. Enough mathematics talk. It's Jacks who stays round the wicket to the left-handed Kamendu Mendes, and there's a bit of fielding down there at deep mid-wicket, running round from long on by Jamie Overton, who, when he dived there, I think any seismographs in the Indian Ocean would have registered a small tremor. And of course, there are seismographs in the Indian Ocean. It's a place where you need to know when the tsunami is coming, of course. This ball is pushed into the leg side, and they're through for a single. We're now 20 years on or more from the dreadful events of the tsunami in Sri Lanka. Has much reconstruction gone on? Has there been help from the World Bank and such organisations?
Yeah, I do visit Sri Lanka regularly. I will be there in a few weeks' time. And last year I was there twice. I'll come in a second, yeah.
This ball was just pushed into the leg side. There is no run. I saw in 2012 there was still significant signs of the damage on the coast as you go from Colombo to Galle.
But it's all a distant memory at the moment,
Yeah,
Gary.
I'm sure.
It's just they've rebuilt that. I mean, there's been the other rain-affected thing in between that as well last year, isn't it?
Yes, of course. So that was reverse swept to the man who's at backward point, and there is no run. Sri Lanka 77 for 4, chasing 129. Just say a few more words about that, because I think many cricket fans would like to know. They have a soft spot for Sri Lanka, particularly its extraordinary World Cup win in '96, and they will hope that the country is dealing with the climate change, particularly the amount of energy that are now in these weather systems in countries whose infrastructure was never intended to deal with the winds and rains, which are becoming increasingly commonplace.
Yeah, I mean, Sri Lanka, as we all know, cricket-loving nation, things have really took off a lot better after the sort of tsunami. I mean, the Galle Stadium, for example, I used to be commentating from the Galle Fort, for the games those days, and that was drowned literally. They had to reconstruct the whole thing. So fortunately, things have, with the aid of sort of other institutions around the globe, it's all back in place, thank God.
World Heritage Site, of course, which helps.
Yes, indeed.
As Dawson is in, this is short, and it's thumped to the man at mid-wicket, Tom Banton, who gets one to jump a little at him, but through for a single. We need the strength of these kind of transnational organisations like UNESCO and World Heritage Sites and the World Bank that are obviously under attack from nationalist governments in the developed world, because they do so much unseen work in developing nations, and we really need to protect them. As this ball is just pushed back to Dawson, there is no run. I mean, most obviously sort of USAID, the United States aid organisation, the funding of which has been withdrawn. I mean, the European nations should step up. They should have done it years ago, actually, and do a lot more. This ball is just lifted back over Dawson's head, cool as you like. You can play that shot all day, every day, because it's this. There isn't much time to talk about global economics, unfortunately, but I'm pleased to hear, Bennett, that you still visit Sri Lanka, and any reports you have of how that island nation is dealing with the threats to island nations in the Indian Ocean and beyond. We'd be very grateful to hear in the fullness of time. That's on the stumps, but it's swept, as so much has been in the last few overs, by Leonarga, I should say, and it's fielded at backward square leg, but because it was fine, they could get through for a single, 83 for 4. Some calmness in this partnership, Bennett.
It has been. Janit Lineage has been in the scene in and around for a while. He's a calm, cool-headed customer. And Kamindu Mendes, we all knew he had a purple patch not long ago.
Class act.
He is indeed.
And shows his class by taking a couple of sachets down the pitch to Liam Dawson and not hitting it too hard, but hitting it certainly hard enough for one of these. And what I liked about that shot is that he made hitting a 6 look like a very easy shot. Gets in the position, hits it under his eyes, clean swing of the back, good follow through. If you're going to hit a 6, that's how to hit it. And next ball, of course, I know some people don't like me saying it, but if you hit a 6, take the single, that's an offer next ball. You've got 7 runs off 2 balls, and Lankan's a 94 4. Ed, you will have some thoughts, I'm sure, from listeners.
Yeah, we've got Grace Stoke, who's said this before the 6. It's the first time I've seen Dawson. He's shite.
No, he's not.
I agree, but he did get hammered in that over a little bit. Nitin Deshpande says Sri Lanka's cheap and good country for British tourists. Cricket, lots of tea, nice beaches. Please drink lots of coconut water and eat the fresh cream.
And eat the samosas. I ate a lot of street food in Sri Lanka, and it was excellent.
Yes.
Put roti and
roti, yeah.
egg hoppers,
Paratas.
They call it
Doses.
string hoppers.
Yeah, string hoppers. Yeah.
Sembol.
Oh, it's all good stuff. This is taken on the pad from Will Jacks. There's a huge appeal. He's given out. They'll review this because I think that's going over the top. But he's given out as Kamindu Mendes. He is reviewing it. England are celebrating. The Lankans have hands on heads in the crowd. But England look confident here. I think might be an umpire's call on height.
I think that was close, Gary. It was closer than what you think. You're just playing across the line.
The line is no problem. It's pitched middle and it's probably going to hit middle. It's just whether it's scooting over the top of the stumps. Well, we're going to see it again. It's pitched probably middle.
No, straight.
Straight enough. It's hit on the back pad.
It's on the back pad and it's low as well. It's underneath.
This is hitting the outside of off stump.
He's playing across the line. He doesn't normally do that. He's always playing, playing straight. That was his downfall.
It's hit above the knee roll, but I think the ball may even be on the way down.
But he's jumping. As you can see, he's airborne there.
Yeah.
He's not on the ground.
Yeah, we're seeing ball tracking now. It's pitched on off. It's hit him in front of off.
That's got him.
And it's going on to hit 7/8 of the way up off stump. So that's good bowling and a reward for a decent spell here from Will Jacks. Didn't need to do that. Could have pushed a few singles. There was a big 6 in the last over.
Exactly, Gary. They had a good over the last over. They both are looking comfortable. We just committed on that. It's a shame.
It is 94-5. The Lankans are still big favourites here, but a wicket now would make it very interesting. Ed, you can get a few.
Yes, we can. Tim Dawson is a classic English white ball all-rounder.
Yeah,
that's probably a fair assessment. David West, remember the batsman is holding the bowler's willy.
Yes.
I've been impressed with Will Jacks in this innings. By the way.
I have. He's a David Hussey, is Liam Dawson. He's good for 30 off 25 balls. He's good for 4 overs in a T20 for 30, 35, and maybe sneaking a wicket and might get a run out.
Not for Test, Gary. Not for Test.
Maybe not for Test. Maybe not for Test. If you're playing,
that's pushing it a bit too much.
If you're playing a third spinner on a turning wicket at Chennai. Then maybe a third spinner and batting at 8.
Fully agree. Third spinner, yes. Not a frontline spinner for a 5-test Ash series.
I think he's got 17 or 18 first-class centuries, Liam Dawson.
Oh, yeah.
So, he has a role, but he's probably not quite good enough in any of his primary roles to warrant a place in a Test team. Now, one of my favourite cricketers of 2026 so far. It's
Pallekele.
Yeah, Pallekele. I'll give him his jingle.
This kid's such a little punk, but that boy just get a job done. Doing it Pallekele. He knows he's cool like a cool kid at his school.
I think this lad's set to be a fixture in the Sri Lankan team as he just pushes it back to the keeper.
He's also set to be the next captain across formats, Gary.
Yeah,
he led the under-19 cricket team as well. He's got a head on his really sharp brain.
And he knows how to get into a game, bat or ball, and he can lift his teammates with his attitude. Those taken on the pad there's a big appeal from Will Jacks, although I think that hit the bat. I don't think they're going to review it. Harry Brook is saying, is it going down leg side? Of course, a wicket now, as I said earlier, would be fantastic, but I think England have thought better of the review. They've still got 2 in hand, but you need reviews on a turning wicket because sometimes you can get very excited and the ball is actually spinning past the stumps. I thought he got a bit of bat on that, but
2 for 7, Gary. It's his third over.
I know, it's good stuff, isn't it? And this is just making it 2 for 8 because the ball just goes off the face of the bat into the offside, and Pallekele gets off the mark with a single. Yes, I'm pleased to hear that he's thought well of in Sri Lanka because I haven't seen much of him, Pallekele, but he certainly looks say a classy player. As it was, if England had reviewed it, it would have been given out because the ball was not turning past the leg stump. It was going on to hit the middle of leg stump. So England will, as Harry Brook has a rueful smile, will suck on a thoughtful tooth there. They had 2 reviews, didn't use either of them. and Wellalaga survives. It's a reverse to the man at backward point. It's the end of the over. The Lankans are 91 for 5. They should probably be 91 for 6, but that's how the game goes. And Ed?
Yeah, Greystoke, good ball, dumb shot in reference to the most recent wicket. I was also wondering, 2 reviews with only 6 overs left.
Yeah.
You feel like there must have been something about bat involved, otherwise they probably would have gone for it.
Wellalaga is the key. He has won a couple of games for Sri Lanka early on in the ODI series with the cameo, and then again that brilliant catch which he took and some decent bowling to win the first ODI. So he can be a threat. He can be a thorn in the flesh. So I hope England don't regret. Two reviews left, Gary.
Yeah.
Should have taken the punt. It was quite close.
Yeah. Obviously, the hindsight tells us that, but it looked close enough to review, and given that you don't lose one for an umpire's call, as you say, Ed, unless they thought there was a bit of bat in it, then it was an error. Bethel is in, and it's a little short, but it's taken on the pad, I think, as well, a lager, and they're through for a single. We're looking again at that LBW. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really turn, but yet it's still going on to hit the leg stump. I can understand why they didn't take the review, but with 2 left, as you say, they should obviously have taken it. But Harry Brook is relatively new to the skippering game, and reviewing is one of the toughest calls to make as a skipper, but he better learn quickly. Bethel's in, left arm round the wicket, that's short, and it's cut to Sam Curran, who's in the Jonty Rhodes position. Always good to have a Southern African accent and blonde hair there at backward point. My brother's is in Kruger National Park at the moment.
Really? Wow.
This is punched with a horizontal bat, but it was so slow and so short that he was able to beat the man at extra cover through for a single. Yes, he's been sending photographs of elephants crossing flooded plains from outside his lodge there. It all looks very spectacular. He absolutely loves Kruger, and I can understand why. He's been up in northern Sri Lanka as well. He's been up to Jaffna.
Trincomalee and all that.
Yeah, lots of elephants up there. As this ball is reversed to backward point, and they're through for a single. Yes, he had some very interesting thoughts about how separate the communities of Tamils and Sinhalese were. He said it's quite an eye-opener to... if you don't know, which obviously you will know, Bennett, but
yes, indeed.
He said just completely apart in language, culture, and all.
Absolutely. I mean, there is a bridge at the moment, sort of over the years, but with the war that happened over a period of time, that sort of division has always been there, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, that's what surprised him, is that division is so long-standing and it's so deeply rooted in language, culture, food, all of the things. There's 2 people alongside each other. Well, let's hope they can come to an accommodation, or continue to come to an accommodation, and it came to an accommodation there with the 2 batters, because it was just an easy single into the leg side, I think, and they got to the middle and decided to have a discussion about whether they should continue with the run. Had the discussion and still had time to complete it. So
just to add to that, Gary, I mean, it's also the geographical sort of locations that really play an important part in that division.
So that's into the leg side to mid-wicket, and the Lankans are through for a single. Well, in the World Cup, we'll have time to consider more of Sri Lanka's very unique, if that's an appropriate phrase, culture and history, in which the Brits, as ever, are involved in some of the worst, and one hopes at least some amelioration of the worst. I know. We brought the railways to India. Remember, that's the card us Brits always play. So it's the end of the 15th over. We're changing gorillas now. The Bear, are you coming in? Yeah.
It's lovely to see you, all of you.
Good to see you too, Bennett.
See you in a World Cup, Bennett.
Cheers now, Bear. Thank you.
See ya.
I'll just tie us through while we change over. Greystoke, didn't realise Duckett was back from the Shire. Yes, he's playing in place of Salt, who reportedly had a back spasm. Jamil Durrani, England's a very good T20 team. They're powerful batsmen, fast bowling, good all-rounders.
Well, we've got a wicket.
Oh,
Sweep off the first ball. Are you taking over from Messers, Will?
Oh, I think so. Let me have a look.
Well, I'll give the jingle to the
out. It was a sweep by Leonardo, straight down deep mid wicket's throat. Will Jack says 3 for 8. Star bowler.
Yeah, also supported by some good catching, which has not always been the case for England over the entire winter. I would suggest.
Different side. Yeah. There's Jacob Bethel out there in the deep. Well, it's quite interesting, isn't it? I mean, England have got 4 wickets now. They've only got to get 32 runs, but they're running out of batsmen. I don't know how deep
it's a coin toss now.
Yeah, it's kind of there, isn't it? I mean,
Alaga's the key, as Bennett said, and he's still there, but you shouldn't be there. He should have been out on review.
Well, I mean, my view on this, Gary, is you have 2 reviews and 20 fucking overs. If at any point you have, and what do you use the reviews for? The main thing you use reviews for are LBWs, right?
Yeah.
How many LBWs you get in a T20? Most people are caught.
I know.
If you've got a chance on a turning wicket to have a review and you've got 2 in hand with 5 overs to go, you might as well take it.
Well, in a test match or even a one-dayer, if you think it's umpire's call, I can understand hesitation. If you think it's umpire's call in a T20, take the review all day, every day.
If you ever think it's umpire's call, you should take it because you'll always retain it.
First 2 overs of a test innings, I wouldn't.
But
but I know what you mean.
But if you think it's umpire's call, you should always take it because essentially you're going to retain the review and you've got a chance of overturning it. Anyway, Jacks 3 for 8, round the wicket, last over, bowling at Shanaka, who's the new batsman, Dasan Shanaka. He defends it back to the bowler and there is no run.
Well, nice little maiden to be handy.
Or close to, just 2 runs off it. Or
yeah, it's England that need a maiden. I think the camera people have been seeking out maidens in the crowd, but we need one now.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
Tossed up, swung, turning. He does get action on the ball. Oh, they're going to try for a second? No, they're not. They thought about it because it was a misfield. And then it was a terrible throw and another misfield. And
scrappy.
Very scrappy. But they only got 1 run.
You know, Jack's has never shown any of this, really. I mean, he has occasionally turned the ball, but I've never seen him turning it as much and as consistently as this.
No, I think it's different. You get away with so much more shit in a T20.
I know.
Because if you bowl a shit ball, the chance is going to get slammed out to someone in the outfield for a single. Because you've got 5 fielders out. It's different in a test match, isn't it? You're trying to create pressure. It's a whole different ball game. Good bit of fielding by Jacob. In fact, fantastic bit of fielding by Jacob Bell. Dived Superman-like, full length, sliding along the ground, picked it up with the hand as he was sliding along the ground, threw it in. They get to it for 2.
He's much better in the hat, I think, Bethel. Some of the hair is covered and the very Frankensteinish forehead is truncated. He still has the very black eyebrows with the blonde hair at the back, which is never a good look.
Never a good look. Let's be honest. Cut well, presumably again out to Bethel, who again fields well. They'll probably get back for 2 again. They do.
Just having Luke Wright in the deep. Luke Wright, God, he's the selector or was the selector. Luke Wood in the deep. I just think England's fielding out in the deep has been better. They've gone with 2 hands at the ball. They've been sliding early. They've been covering any bobbles. They've just looked much more confident.
Well,
and Luke Wood raises that game in the deep.
I don't know how many. I presume Adil Rashid's got an over or 2 left. That's cut again. This one should be straight to Bethel, and this will only be 1.
I think he might have 1 left.
I presume he doesn't really want to roll pace if he doesn't have to. As everything is, I mean, it's going to be a World Cup of spin again, isn't it? Especially in a T20.
Well, as you say, it depends where they put the boundaries. It depends how they prepare the wickets. It's likely to be more spin than pace, but you know, is Bumrah not going to be one of the best bowlers?
Oh yeah. I mean, which is it? I mean, in the first 5-6 overs, the power play, you might well get the pace ball.
I mean, if that boundary's 15 yards in, it's a different game. Sorry.
That's all right.
Well.
We just had a couple here from Jamil Durrani. England is a very T20 team. They have powerful batsmen, fast bowlers, good all-rounders. England has T20 World Cup 1. I'd take that.
Yes.
And then Greystoke. Bizarre lack of using the feet down the pitch here. Should be able to handle this level of spin bowling.
Well, they did decide to play the spin with the sweep, both conventional and in reverse, and it's when they've gone away from the sweep that they've had trouble.
just dropped into the offside. There's 2 men behind square on the offside, both inside the circle. They won't get the single.
That's good field positioning
it
from Harry Brook. We should say that Adil's on for his last over here. You have to think a wicket here would definitely turn the game England's way. No wicket in this over would turn it the Lankans' way.
Well, tossed up. I think it was Googly, just worked into the leg side. Adil Rashid has to chase his own bowling. There's no mid wicket.
Yeah.
It'll be a single. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I think India will be very short boundaries, flat pitches.
I think so.
I think it'll be IVL.
I mean, it's
tracks, so you'll be looking at 200 a game.
It's when I see sort of comments on Blue Sky or on the WhatsApp group say, amazing, 240 set and 235 chase and something. And then you look and you see 1 or 2 of the shots and it's playing on a school playground.
Oh, no, I mean, miss-hit sixes all the time. But I mean, you see that in the IPL. So
yes.
LBW's got to be out, surely. Review it. Unless he hit it.
Might have taken a bit of under the glove there. I think England look a bit... they don't look too happy with...
But you've got 2 reviews, right? You've got to get 4 wickets and you've only got, 21 balls left in the game?
Well...
I mean, that's a bit ridiculous to me. I just don't think people think about it. That one is swept down to the man on the 45. It wasn't Adil Rashid because he's bowling and it'll be a single. Might have pitched outside leg.
Yeah, and it might have been spinning past the off
stump.
stump.
Might have been spinning past off stump.
But all of those things are possible. But as you say, Bear, if you've got cards left, don't leave the table with them unplayed.
Exactly. It drives me mental in a T20. That one is on to the pads, just turned around a corner. They get 1. They're going to think about 2. It's not there.
Well, they're certainly playing out Adil Rashid in this over.
Well, they are, but they need... there's only 3 overs left. It's gone over 7 over, which really should be gettable. But when you're down to the last 4, it's not guaranteed that one of them can slam a 6 without scooping it up in the air and getting caught on the boundary.
Yeah, 3 boundaries in 3 overs, though.
Well, you'd expect it.
You would.
But there haven't been a lot of boundaries in the game, full stop.
No, there haven't.
Butler is thinking, let them have the single?
No, Butler is thinking, let them think a little bit about this last ball from Rashid, because it's quite important. If it's a wicket, or we can get them to spoon one up in the air because they think they need a single off the last ball, then that'll be all to our favour. So a bit of experience there from Butler and Rashid, who've played a few of these games.
Well, England's... it's swept past the man on the 45. There is a man in the deep. Sam Curran will come back for 2. So, 21 required for the last 3 overs. Will?
We've got from Hooves. Imagine spin bowls in the subcontinent. You wouldn't read about it. So, I'm assuming that's in reference to talk about spin bowlers. Then I've seen if anyone's earlier I missed. I don't know if this one was read out because it might have been before I got here, but lots of Sri Lankas in Melbourne. Good peeps from Greystoke.
Oh yes, there are, and they turn up to watch their team in Melbourne, which is great to see.
And then just lastly, Greystoke. Full tosses don't turn. So.
That's very true, but look at the strike rates of the last 3 batsmen. Next 3 batsmen.
How much do they bat really in T20 cricket?
Yeah. I think these 2 are the last kind of recognised batters, definitely. Yeah.
Well, Shana's not much. Yeah.
They only need 21 runs. You don't need recognised batters to get 21 runs. But I do take your point. I mean, you sometimes see at the end of one of these chases that the number 10 or 11 gets stuck at one end for 3 deliveries,
having a swish and keeps missing it.
Yeah. And then what looks like sort of 12 off 10 balls becomes 11 off 6, which is a rather more different proposition.
Exactly. Well, Bethel's going to continue. He's got 2 overs left. He's tossing up outside the off stump, and he's got an outside edge. He's going to get a sneaky 4 for that one. Wellalago having a big drive outside his off stump, gets an edge through the slips, and that makes it 17 off 17.
A slip is as much a defensive position as an attacking position where they're going to throw the bat at it. And obviously they're going to have a pop at Bethel. He is more part-time of the England options. And that would just been swallowed by slip. I'm not being wise after the event. Listeners will know. Oh, actually came off the pad of Butler, so maybe it wouldn't have been swallowed.
An edge,
I do think slip and indeed leg slip are 2 good positions in this.
Yeah, but in a T20, I don't know. I mean, you've got hardly any runs to play with, but it's also a difficult position to have in. You've got to cover the boundaries.
Lots of balls go there, and you're stopping them.
Yeah, they do. Tossed up, thrown up, caught.
Has he caught it? He has
Well,
caught
Josh
it.
Butler has caught it. Now the question is it going to be given out?
Well, I tell you, that was a burst of pace from a 35-year-old there coming round from keeper.
And it's Wellalage, the key man. The question is, has he walked or is he?
Well, England looked supremely
Well,
confident, but you tend
England
to,
are,
don't
well, of
you?
course you do. But I mean, you look confident, don't you? The question is, did he actually get any bat on it?
It was a big swish. The ball went up in the air off the pad. There's no doubt that the ball went in the air off the pad. There doesn't seem to be much doubt in whether it's a catch or not. But the Lankans...
Wellalage doesn't look like he's moving.
No, he's just happy for the umpires to do their job, or the umpiring team, one should say, between the television umpire.
Well, they
and
got
two
to
men
decide
on
whether
the-
it was caught and didn't hit the ground, and then they got to decide whether it actually hit.
Seems like they're
I think
only
he
looking
caught
at the
it, I
catch.
don't like it.
I'd be amazed if he didn't catch it, because he makes a lot of good ground, and
Yes.
it's got the gloves on it, and it's
And it
obviously
stays in his
caught.
glove. Yeah, that's caught.
Yeah, and
No doubt
Wellalage is
about that.
looking very keenly at whether the catch has been taken. So I think Wellalage thinks he's hit it. We're going to see
Let's have a
now.
look now. Slow mo.
Oh,
yeah.
he has.
He's hit it into his boot, and it's gone
Yeah.
up in the air. Not
Yeah.
hit the ground.
No, it's gone.
I think he's tried to get across in front of Butler, hasn't he, as well? in
Well,
a
he was
sneaky
toppling.
way.
He was toppling back into his crease.
But I think that is going to be given an out.
I think that's going to be out, Fred. I'll see if I can find that jingle. I don't think I can. I
Yes,
don't
you
think
can.
on the
I'm
jingle
going to tell you
machine.
where it is. It's number 7. Another one bites the dust. I think that is going to be out, Fred. Another one bites the dust. And it is out. Wow, interesting. 17 required off 16. 3 wickets in
You know what, Bear? I know you're a great advocate of it. Games are better when they're low scoring.
Yeah, I think they are, really. You just get more. I mean, this is what I was saying to you earlier. I think some of the games in the World Cup that will be minnows versus minnows will be low scoring thrillers. I think there were a couple in the last one, weren't there? Where Netherlands played someone like
117
Ireland
plays.
Yeah, exactly.
116 all out in the 19th over. Well, I thought the Lankans had this done because they had such a good start. You only needed a couple of innings, really, of 20, never mind 30. But England have stayed in it. They've got... say what you like about Harry Brook, and God knows people say what they like about Harry Brook. His record as a captain in T20 ain't bad, and his team are playing for him here. They could have, heads dropped. They could have thought, "Oh, we've got the game done. We're going to win this series 2-0, 3-0, or 2-1. What does it matter?" And the attitude of Butler there, diving full length to get round the man to take the catch, is indicative of what's driving England on here, keeping himself in a game that they'd largely lost.
Well, indeed, you thought so with the score they got in the first innings. Presumably, if England win, then Sammy Curran gets man of the match, doesn't he? For his 58. I think he must do for his 58.
Will Jacks.
Well, it's one or the other, isn't it? Played out to the offside and there is no run, but considering hardly anyone scored any runs.
I know, but England have, if England win this, they've won because of the effort with the ball, not the effort with the bat.
No,
and
true.
the person who led the effort with the ball has been Will Jackson. That should be acknowledged.
Well, Jameer has gone. Oh my word! 112 for 8, 17 required, or 14 balls now. 2 wickets in hand. Oh, it's all getting a bit fucking much here.
Just going back to
Go on.
Going back to your man of the match, I suppose he has just got a duck, but Shamira did take a fifer, so
Well, it never goes to the losing side, does it?
And especially in T20s, what you do, or for man of the match for me, especially in T20s, you work out where was the match won and lost, and if England win, it's been won with the ball. Who was the biggest contributor with the ball? The answer is Will Jacks.
Yeah, I suppose
that's my rationale. Otherwise, whoever scored the most runs always gets it. Otherwise, unless it's young Johnny Abrahams.
Well, this is really, really getting quite interesting. I really didn't expect this to happen.
Mr. Bond.
England were 4-1 at the beginning of this, which I thought was skinny, which is why I didn't put any money on it.
Yeah, well, they knew more about that turning wicket than we did.
Yeah, clearly.
And they knew more, actually, about England's bowlers being able to exploit a turning wicket.
Sri Lanka was 6-1 on.
Yeah. Well, the Lankans don't look very happy in the crowd, and with some justification.
Well, indeed.
It is the strut, and I like a strut in any sportsman. It is the strut of
Desmanta Shamira.
Who's come to the crease. Cometh the hour, cometh the man.
It's Teek Shana.
Teek Shana, yeah. He bowled well.
He did.
Early on.
112 for 8. 2 balls left in the 18th. It was an easy catch by Harry Brook.
Oh, they're never easy in these
Look,
circumstances.
Jacob Bethel was giving it the big heave-o before he'd even got into his hand.
He was. Again,
That's always dangerous, isn't it?
It is dangerous, and there's a bit of arrogance in it. But you've got to have a bit of that if you want to make it to elite
professional
level.
sportsmen do.
Absolutely. You can't overdo it. But you've got to have it. Even if you're not showing it, you've still got to believe it.
Jacob Bethel in, bowls that flat, worked into the leg side by Tikshana out to the deep and now. I'll tell you what, I wish I could remember, but Jacob Bethel with his blonde hair and his really skinny face looks like a soap actor or woman from something.
I'm not going to know soaps.
I know, it's a shame.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to curl a lip and give it a rebel yell.
Birdie looking woman. I can't remember
Give
what
it the Billy Idol rebel yell.
Yeah, well, a little bit like that as well, but it's... Oh, he's been stumped as
brilliant.
well! And that's the man. Shanaka is the last recognised batsman. Well, is he? I don't know, but he's been stumped, came down the track. Bethel got it to turn past the outside.
He did.
Unbelievable. England looked like they could win here. 113 for 9 now. Shanaka goes, and 16 still required of 13 balls. Oh, that turned a mile, didn't it?
Yeah, they got batter out. They need batter out.
But I reckon with that one, though, he might have just been looking for the single, which has probably undone him there as well.
Well, he didn't get to the pitch of the ball, did he?
Yeah.
So, having bitten on the pitch, it's turned past the outside edge. 113 for 9.
It was still good bowling by Bethel because he probably was anticipating him coming down the wicket, so he's dropped it a little bit shorter. He's still found the turn.
3 wickets in that over. He got 3 for 10. Is he a man of the match now?
Well, Butler did some good work behind the crease. Of course, he should affect that stumping, but
we've seen him miss them.
We've seen everybody miss them, especially at this stage of the game. I think that's Steve Harmison in the crowd. No, it's not.
No. It's too small for Steve Harmison.
Yeah,
in both height and girth.
I think so. And there's some very pensive looking Sri Lankans here. They must be thinking, well, we had this game in hand for, what would you say, 35 of the 40 overs of the match?
You'd have thought so, yeah.
It's a funny thing in T20. You can be winning for 39 of the 40 overs, and then get Glenn Maxwell or you get Carlos Branthwaite's. Interesting choice for the last over.
Well,
19th
over Dawson. He's got a wicket. He's got this is his last over. It's
been
been worked up towards long on. They didn't want to run, or someone didn't want to run for a single, but it was easily there.
Neither of them seemed to want to run for the single. He started, stopped, thought about it, went back, started again.
It's Patarana who's going to be on strike. That's a great delivery. I mean, on a wicket like this, it's a spinner's paradise, isn't it, really?
Well, one of the things it shows is they say, England spinners never have the chance to bowl on turning wickets. What we've seen, albeit in one-day cricket here, is that the spinners who can give it a tweak, who don't often get much response in English conditions, they do get a response in these conditions.
Yeah,
and they can
a lot of these players are franchise players. They've played in a lot of these leagues. Oh, that's dropped up, and the batsman got in the way of Liam Dawson, who couldn't quite catch it.
He couldn't, but the batsman was doing nothing wrong.
No, he wasn't.
And he holds up his hand to
apologise.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to apologise. He did absolutely nothing wrong.
Yet another bat,
definitely one that stopped again in the pitch. We've seen so much sort of pop up off the splice or thereabouts.
And 15 required off 10. 10 and 11 in, or 9 and 11. Oh, that one's got up in the air. No, it's not quite made it to point, and they've gone through for the single. Did they go through for the single?
They
did. They turn back. Yeah, they did get through for the single.
Fun of the fair.
Oh, this is joyous. 14 required off 9.
I mean, he made good ground, Luke Wood, there, but it was dying the whole time.
I thought it was going to. I thought it was popping up towards cover, not point.
Little leading edge, and good work, because he knows he's going to get a bash on the elbow or the knee there, because the square will be hard, and He was going towards it. Well, this is great fun. We weren't expecting this,
No,
were we, Bear?
I wasn't. I had England losing this in 13, over 13 to 15.
Is like finding an extra layer of quality streak.
And that one's turned, and Tikshana just watches it past the outside edge of his bat, and there's no run. I mean, you can't see these two hitting 14 off the last over, can you? Unless England turn to pace.
There's going to be a thrash off one or both of these balls for sure. They're not going to just block these two.
Wow.
They've got to hit a boundary off one or both of these.
But it's tossed up, he gives it some, and he misses it, and it's through to the keeper.
Well, I think
no run.
I'm about 6,000 miles away, and I think I was closer to the ball than he was.
Some very pensive-looking Sri Lankans.
Yeah.
14 required off 7-2 a ball. Well, I don't think it matters who's facing, does it? Both of them are pretty useless.
Well, I feel like I've seen Tikshana play kind of a few more like cameos than Patirana. I think in some franchise leagues, I've probably seen him hit it a bit more. So, but yeah, like you say, it's probably not that big a difference. But
well, Baz McCullum comes out of the Ashes and he's won 3 out of. If he wins this, it'll be 5 out of 6 in Sri
Those
Lanka.
bags under his eyes are getting more and more pronounced.
There's an appeal for LBW. It's going down there.
Yeah, I think this
end of the over.
This
No
is a case
run.
Bear of the batsman just not being good enough to get bat on ball. But
exactly.
over to you.
Right, we have had quite a few messages. A bit of talk about, is Jacob Bethel just the GOAT? And then yes, I think he is the GOAT from Shining Knight. That was during the last over. Who says Sri Lanka are too inconsistent at the moment, more inconsistent than Pakistan. Then we've got from Tim Walton Davis, squeaky Bumrah time again.
Oh, very good.
Well, then Greystoke's gone with batters look like they're facing hand grenades, which they ain't. And then George McPherson, common England, 1 more wicket to get. England were at least 25 to 30 runs short of a more defendable total. But it looks like they might defend it. So
They do. The 14 required off the last 6 balls.
I'll tell you what, Jacob Bethel would have been the scapegoat after that innings had England got beaten. So, yeah, he's bowling again.
Tosses that one up. LBW, surely. Yes,
he's
been
given out. They'll obviously refer it because it's the last 2 men at the crease. But I think,
I think that's plumb, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think this is middle stump halfway up.
Well, I think it's probably middle and leg. I mean, it pitched on about middle. It was pretty flat.
And if so, it'll be 4 for 10 for Bethel.
It will be.
Even if Jack's...
He might have overtaken Will Jacks.
He certainly has overtaken him in figures, but Jack's got the key
Jack's
wickets.
got the key wickets, I suppose.
And he also gave belief to England spinners that they could turn it on this track. Well, the Lankans have to some extent given it away, but England have bowled and fielded really, really well. Was there an inside edge? Was there an inside? If there's no inside edge, this is middle halfway up.
I think he's hit that. I think he's hit it.
Yeah,
yes, I think he has. Why was he not sort of, I've obviously hit it, lads. Go back and bowl again, please. As it is, it's a dot ball in any case, so England will take that.
Did they not run? I thought they ran anyway.
I don't think you can run on a review, can you?
Oh, it was given out, so it won't be, will it? No. So they won't get the single.
Yeah.
Because it's a dead ball, isn't it, once the decision's made?
Yeah, they might need to look at that in the future. Well, Josh Butler's given it a double teapot, but it was very clearly, it was visible, never mind on the ultra edge. That was out. Jamie Overton seems to be coming in to offer his
Jamie
opinion.
Overton bowled 1 ball, didn't he? And got caught out for 3 off 2 balls. What a day for Jamie Overton.
He's paid his subs. He deserves more than that.
Well, this is the problem, isn't it? I mean, who needs pace bowlers in the subcontinent? I mean, it's just like
10 David Hussey's no wicket keeper, you're saying?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Well, no, not David Hussey's. I know you like a good number 8, but I wouldn't have fucking 10 of those. That one is defended in the onside. Keep hold of it, don't throw it. Yes, Bethel feed. Just fields off his own.
You're invested in this, Bear.
I am now. It's got quite exciting. I was sitting over there thinking, oh God, when can I leave?
Yeah. I was too. I was looking forward to doing the emails. They've been pitched into the dustbin of history.
And I lost 80 quid on gold today. I was selling it and it went up 300 points, so that was a bit annoying. That one's gone straight up in the air. Is it going to be caught? It is going to be caught. Yay! Hey, was that Jamie Overton? Did he do something useful right at the end?
Dawson.
Dawson,
I think.
Dawson caught it. So Bethel ends up with 4 for 11. Sri Lanka somehow don't manage to get England's score of 200. What was it? What did they need? 129 or 130 to win? They've been bowled out for 116 in 19.3 overs. Quite a remarkable game of cricket, really. Not a T20 wicket, as most people would say, but it was a fun game nonetheless. A low-scoring classic, and England have managed to pull that out of the bag. They've won the series 3-0. They won the ODIs 2-1. Baz has won 5 out of 6 and 5 on the trot.
Yeah.
The England team have won 5 on the trot, considering our white ball form for the last 2 years has been really quite shit. And the World Cup starts on Saturday, so all looking quite good all of a sudden.
An away series, and they really have played well.
Yeah, they have.
Vindication, say, for the leadership group, as we're always told we should call them these times. And I'm very pleased with that. Don't be too keen on the gold, Bear. It makes lots of money for bad people in bad places.
Oh, I'm shorting and longing, I just do it as a bit of fun. I haven't got loads of money in it, but it went the wrong way for me this morning. I was very upset.
Don't touch gold or diamonds, not if you don't want blood in your hands, listeners. Well, the England fans are delighted out there. The Lankans will be looking even glummer than they were. They didn't give a particularly good account of themselves in any of the 3 ODIs, and they'll have some work to do on their morale and their technique before a home
They're a bit
World
weak,
Cup.
aren't they, really? They don't really have a lot of depth, and they don't... any big hitters.
No,
or,
they lack, your Jayasurias and your Sangakkara superstars. Well, anybody would. But they also lack the kind of wild cards that you got from Malinga and Mullalita and Kalawatarana and Jayasuriya up the top of the order. And they look like 11 decent cricketers, and 11 decent cricketers are going to get bulldozed by teams that have 3 or 4
great
game
cricketers.
changers in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because they're all going to fail.
Some last messages here. We've got Banana Brooks, terrific effort from England. Curran's runs vital, man of the match for me. Shining Knight, good game. Bethel was the ghost, I guess. Well, Eric's gone with lucky. In Deshpande's stunning performance. Greystoke, put your house in England winning the World Cup, take a second mortgage. Watch out for Kiwis for the T20 World Cup. I'm going to put the $10 on New Zealand. And then Shining Knight, I still don't think England beats India at home. I reckon England, SA and Oz all have an alright shot. New Zealand is a dark horse. So there we go.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing about this World Cup is that it's being played in India and Sri Lanka, and most of the players in the big sides would have played, or will have 7 or 8 players who play consistently in the IPL and will know Indian wickets and the Indian players as well. So I think in the latter stages, when it comes down to it, I think it'd be quite interesting. I think a lot of teams will be capable of beating India, but India look extraordinarily strong. But if they get in the wrong half of the draw, India will end up playing their bloody semi-final in Sri Lanka on away territory. And on a slow turner. I know they've got good spinners, but everyone else has got, the thing is, in a T20, a spinner doesn't have to be world class, right? On a wicket that is spinning, you have to be able to put it on the spot. You've got fielders in the deep.
You never know if it's a player's day.
Yeah.
You can have someone, they come in, they make 60 or 35 balls, a couple of others bat around them, and you get to 180, a bit of panic sets in, as you say, a few skiers, a few leading edges. Well, I mean, it's a joy of the T20 formula. There is a large element of the random. But at the same time, usually if you have more match winners in your 11, you tend to win far more than you lose.
It's true, and the other thing that comes into play in the latter stages of any white ball tournament is that suddenly teams that like to chase suddenly switch. Everyone wants to be batting first, setting a score, because whatever score you get, hopefully you'll be able to instill a little bit of panic in the chasing side.
Yeah, and we never know.
Because it's knockout cricket, and how often do you actually play knockout cricket? Very rarely.
And sometimes it's about, a bit of rain gets around and the Duckworth, Lewis, Stern start to intervene, and if you're batting second, it can often look much easier. All of a sudden, instead of chasing 180 off 20 overs, you're chasing 120 off off 11, and you just need a few.
It looks a long way off, doesn't it?
So don't. Yeah, I mean it's a dangerous game forecasting T20 tournaments.
It's true, but the other day, what did England chase down? They had to get 111 off 9, didn't they, in the last T20, and they managed that. So I mean, it's a funny old game. It's a funny old game.
Well, if you need to hit every ball and you've got 10 wickets in hand, you can afford to hit every ball.
I think because often, I'm normally kind of in like the kind of camp where you kind of said that in T20 it's obviously so hard to predict, but I do probably think I would have at the moment India as quite considerable favourites, just because I think their ability to. I know obviously England have done it, but I think at times their kind of scoring ability is kind of even better than England's, I think. And obviously, it like we said so much, it depends who plays well on the day. Like I think there was that World Cup where Daryl Mitchell got like 80 against England, and England probably were a better team than New Zealand, but on the day Daryl Mitchell kind of carried them home. But I do think India are favourites, but and I think South Africa are quite good. But,
There's something we haven't mentioned, which is fielding is absolutely critical in T20. You have to take those catches when they come along. You can affect a run out. You can stop the boundaries. I don't think India are the best fielding team in this tournament, and that may mitigate against their odds as favourites. But with fielding, often it's what happens on the day. I certainly think the excellent boundary riding by Luke Wood had a real impact on England in this, and England fielded very, very well. They'll need to do that in almost all of the matches, because they are going to be outgunned from time to time with the bat, and they're definitely going to be outgunned with the ball. So you've got to make sure you're on top fielding.
Exactly. I don't think they'll get wickets like this at Turn Square.
No.
They'll be flat tracks. Anyway, right, that's it for us for today. Theme tune, we're out. Thanks a lot, Will. As always,
thank you, Will.
We're back on Saturday for the start of the World Cup. We'll be on it. I can't remember we're doing 1:30 or 9 o'clock. I'll have a look at my things. I never look at the things until the day before. That's the one, Gary.
Thank you, listeners. I'll see you in the World Cup for, I think, Nepal against Canada or something.
I'm on. I don't know what the game is on Saturday, but I'm here. It's India versus the USA. I imagine that'll be a very one-sided game, but you never know.
Let's hope it's not with nuclear weapons.
Yes.
Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time is come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick guerrilla cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe,